Take it to the top and they ain't even know the why. Young brothers getting down, yo, they show the fly, show the ride, show the people how to go and guide. How they did it, you a tall guy, fall guy, take it up a notch and then rock it in the pocket where they drop it. They can't even try to knock it cause it's too goddamn hot, brother, don't stop it. Keep popping and show them how to pop, lock it, get it in, break style. Did it. City got wet, young brothers, they hit it, my nig. A free stizzle for your brain, mind, spit it hard, show them sane why, gonna keep them sane high. Shit, you insane, why? Cause your brain done melted, bruh. I ain't got no rhyme for that. What's up, people? Uh-oh.
什么情况?
Oh, show me Jin Kwa. Oh, they said to show me Jin Kwa. That shit ain't playing. All right, let's be careful with the show me Jin Kwa now. Oh, game therapy's back in effect. How's everybody doing? Listening to my warm-up, terriblefreestyles.com. Get your t-shirts. Terriblefreeshirts.com. Not terriblefreestyles.com is what I'm trying to say. With this ice-cold tea I'm about to sip on. Yo, that bird scared the hell out of me. I thought that was an enemy. I'm like, oh, we about to go in. It's birds out here, yo. That music sounds like it's kick-ass time. What'd he say?
大人，该走了。还有一些财物资助没收好。大人，再不走就来不及了。好吧，让那些贱民在前面帮我们挡着，在他们死光之前，走，兵发玉水。是。
What do you say?
如何？
混蛋！
啊！
快杀进去救人呐！
Kick in that. Why is homie out here in his PJs, man? You need to get to work, baby. That's why you dead. They caught you in your PJs. You should have been up. You can't let the marauders come and you still chilling. Ain't had your coffee yet. That's why y'all all dead. Too busy sleeping. And they came in killers. They killers, man. They killers, man. Dum dum bum bum. Yeah, got the healing potion. Show them how to rock it. Never stop it, always drop it down inside the pocket. Never knock it. Keep it hot inside the socket, cause it's real. You feel me? How to take it up at place. Just a taste, show them how to get to waste. They ain't ready, they ain't real. Show these hookers how to feel. Whoa. Alright, let's cut through here real quick just to make sure we're not leaving anything behind. Yeah, give me that Xuan. Oh, kick-ass 40. Let's work. Oh, I see two. Let's work. The deuce. Let's work. Yeah, come on with that. All the loving you need right here. Nice. Good shooting, lady. Eric the Gray. What's up, homie?
阿兄，这些妖魔是不是？
或许是吧。
啊？是什么？
我们从复魂牢旁引走的妖魔。当初若再坚持一点，让刘圣公带村人们到玉水去，或许不至于如此。
我们该劝的也都劝了，而他也早已带兵走了，谁料得到会有妖魔袭村呢？
说的是。
马， 你们说的是那个面貌阴沉的小胖子
The grim little fat man. Yes, we
我
are.
见过。
他刚刚还在的。他还说了，让那群贱民在前面挡着，他们好逃跑。
此人着实无耻。
Right, so our pal Ryan says, slam your what? But we'll get into the show's topic here soon. Don't you worry about the title of the show tonight, which I laughed out loud when I made the decision to use it. Some of you will know what it is. Many of you will not. Many of you, like Ryan, will have no clue. Like, what? What are you talking about? Slam your grandma. What are we talking about here? Well, we're talking about wrestling, actually, believe it or not. The slam word in that song is actually appropriate. We're talking about wrestling, but that's a different topic for another time on the show. So we'll come back to that a little later. How you doing tonight, my good man? Who else is here? Ben says, be right back. Gotta check on the fireplace and the doggo. I shall regresar. Si. Regresar, mi amigo. No, regresas, mi amigo. Si. Have to dust off my old terrible Spanish skills. I love Tom Segura's joke about you don't actually speak Spanish. Because I think I was that kid. You're like, yeah, I took Spanish in 3rd grade. And he's like, you he's like, you don't. No, stop telling me you spoke Spanish in high school, ho. Because I never bragged about speaking Spanish. My Spanish is terrible. In fact, all my Spanish-speaking friends, especially the ones who tried to make me better at speaking Spanish, were like, yeah, no, you're terrible. Just give up. I was like, all right. Thanks. Thanks for the vote of confidence. Said the Spaniards not too high on positive reinforcement, huh? He's like, you gonna judge all the Spaniards based on me? Well, no. I mean, are you just gonna tear my whole joke apart? You're making the joke hard to tell because you're pointing out the flaws in the rationale when jokes aren't based on rationale. Well, how's that my problem? You're the one telling shitty jokes. Be cut! At some point, me and you need to have a fist fight. I agree with that shit. I'm tired of your ass anyway. You keep opening your mouth and putting your fucking foot in it. If you shut the fuck up sometimes, you'll be alright. Well, damn, bro, you could have been nice about the way you said it. No, I ain't gonna be nice about it because you need to change. You piece of shit. Damn, bro, why are you so negative? I've had a hard day. Alright. I still love you. I love you too, man. Be cool. Alright, you be cool too. See, I'm on a show right now. I'll talk to you later. Huh? Yeah, they know about my multiple personalities. It's fine. You know, they're cool with it. They actually think it's hilarious that my psychosis is something to be laughed at. Which I agree. I think it's equally hilarious, but we live in a world where everybody's sensitive, so I like to laugh at my disorders because laughing is one of the ways I cope, but you know. Everybody else, I guess you're supposed to be sad in your disorders. Like, I have them, but I'm sad, instead of laughing at the absurdity of being ridiculous. I think it's hilarious that we're all born ridiculous and crazy. And with social hang-ups. Like, if we could all just let all of us be... I'm talking to you guys now, not my alter ego. If we could just let ourselves and everyone else be. Just let sleeping dogs lie. We would be so amazing. But there's just a small percentage of humans that gotta fuck with the rest of humans. And you just can't leave people alone. So every generation has them. You just can't let people be. They have to do it your way or they're evil. Okay. Great. That doesn't sound like all the other stupid people throughout history. Good. We'll do it your way. Woo, so, all the jokes aside, how is everybody actually doing tonight? Everybody alright? We're going to save the game here. We're back at it with Xuan-Yuan Sword VII. I always say only part of the name of the game. I got to say the whole... It's Xuan-Yuan Sword VII is the name of the game. A Taiwanese title. Rooted, I think, in Chinese lore, if I'm not mistaken. Could be a little mistaken there. Still learning. Don't speak the language they're speaking, so trying to figure that out as well. It's my brother at the shop, Tom Ball. Buddy Tom Ball. They ain't ready, they ain't real. Gonna drop them all. Chuck. Get it real. Get it ready one time. That's the deal. Alright, who do we have here tonight? I want to make sure we get the questions of the night started. So I want to start tonight's question of the night off where we left off last night, because we got some really cool answers, and I want to give people who may not have been here last night a chance to answer too, because I was fascinated by the answers you all put in the... It was just the stuff y'all were coming... Like, Jolly told a whole story that I didn't know anything about, but it was like listening to Jolly talk about this place. I could picture it in my head or reading what he was writing. It was fascinating. I was like, man, that sounds like a really cool... I don't know anything about it, but just the way he's describing it sounds cool. Nice. So we'll come back with that question, and then I've got some other stuff. Definitely want to talk about the 52 book challenge tonight. All these books I have stacked up here on the old desk-alluia. Let's not leave out our man, the king, the Ross, my man Bob Ross. But we'll talk about the 52 book challenge. I got the best endorsement for the 52 book challenge happened to me today. It was, oh, I cheered with glee, and I don't even use the word glee because I think you have to be, I don't know what you have to be, not me to use the word glee, but I'm using it. It's glee, man. But we got a huge endorsement for the 52 book challenge, so shouts out to Broken Suba, who was also streaming tonight. Hopefully we didn't steal too much of his thunder. He told me to go ahead and rock on, so I assume he was either coming to an end or maybe he's going to join us as well. But so I was talking with one of the guys in my Spartan Advisory Council, one of the CEOs that I help just with life. Usually for the people that I help, it's never just, hey, can you help me with my business? It's, can you holistically help me square my life and business away so that I can be at my best, right? That's often, I'll come in, I'll be brought in to help with, you know, varying issues at times. But so I was talking to him, we were talking about building his business, which was great. And like, he's killing, just looking at the stuff he's up to in his life and his business. He's really, really awesome to watch. And you guys will be watching him soon too, when we get his television show off the ground. More to follow on that. But, so it's a Navy SEAL brother of mine, business owner, and I told him about the 52 book challenge. And he was like, yo, are you actually, you're doing one of those? I said, for real? He's like, I'm in. And then I explained to him how we're doing the reviews every week. And he's like, bruh, he's like, that takeaways people are going to get from that because you didn't make them write a dumb book report. Like, you're actually making them make it personal to their lives. He's like, dude, that's going to kill. So with that endorsement of the 52 book challenge from my Navy SEAL business owner brother, cheers. That's all I needed to hear. I'm in. I'm excited now. Have you guys started getting the books and reading them? Oh, man. I've seen a lot of people clicking on the links, but I don't know. Do you have your book yet? Are you reading it? How's it going? My man Stachio says, what's up? What up, homie? Good to see you, my brother. So we'll get more into what the 52 book challenge is before the end of the show, but just know it's a program that we've built here at the Brian Chambers community, the Brian Chambers movement, to help everybody who participates do a couple of things. We're going to get collectively wiser, but that's not what you care about. Nobody pays to get wise, and this is free. Nobody cares about getting wise. What you care about is what being wise can get you access to, right? So we're going to get immediately better health. Not immediately, you're going to have to put in the work, but you're going to start to see in a short amount of time. Oh, snap. I am causing this problem. Let's get our wires right here, gang. Messing up the audio cable here and getting ready to pull my whole audio station down on itself because I am not paying attention. But anyway, so the idea is focus on better health. That's mentally, emotionally, spiritually, period. And then get finances squared away. Then we get relationships squared away. Then you'll notice, and we go through the progression in that order. Because you'll see as you start to lay the bricks of all of those things, everything else you are working on gets progressively and collectively easier to do. Like a wise brother, a big brother of mine when I was in the military once mentored me on, he says, because he had been, like when I came in, he was on my team, but he was a more senior guy in terms of years in service than me. He had been enlisted before he became an officer. And he was telling me, always remember, dude, the higher you go up, in a lot of ways, the easier it's supposed to get, not just harder. He's like, so when you go up, you're going to get more responsibility, but that means you're going to be less tactically involved. He's like, so as you're going up your chain, if you notice you're still tactically involved in a lot of things, he's like, you're managing and leading slightly poorly. And I was like, oh, that's so great. And so you start working on getting people to the place of, all right, how do I take some stuff off your plates? But anyway, like helping people get collectively better and happier. And by the way, let's get happy, but can we maintain our sanity and our dignity on the way there? You know, like there's a lot of people going after goals and killing themselves to get there. And I'm telling all of you, as a guy who has achieved every dream I have set out to do, I've done it, right? And as of last week, the last chip, and I'll have new dreams. I'm coming up with new ones now, figuring out what I want to do next. But one of the dreams is a big thing that I'm going to be doing next that I can't. It's like you could not have put me in a better place to serve people and help people become better at killing at life. Anyway, it's like I want to start seeing all of you getting after that. And this challenge is designed to do that. I've picked the book specifically, especially the first book in the challenge may be the most important one in the entire challenge. And I hate to say that because I don't want to take the thunder away from the rest of the challenge, but meaning if you miss the one takeaway from the book in the first book in the challenge, which you won't, we'll make sure everybody has the takeaway. By the way, I've seen people already talking about it and it's like, they got it. Good job. But the perspective that book gives sets the foundation for being able to make everything else you're trying to do successful. And it's one mental shift that you're going to have the courage to make. And if you have the courage to make it, I promise you, it will not be easy, but you will get there, or you will get to something that looks like there, because your dream is never exactly what you map it out to be. In fact, oftentimes I've found that scripture that says God is able to do exceedingly abundantly above all you can ask or think is how my life has panned out. Like this last dream that I just got, the way it's setting up is even better than the way I envisioned it. So it's like that old saying, people say, you know, God knows how to bless you better than you know how to ask. Yeah, thanks, Lord. You sure did it, man. And I mean that. Like, he knows how to bless you better. He knew how to bless me better than I knew how to ask. And so here we sit. And because of my privilege and the things that I've had access to in my life from the beginning to end, and believe me, I've had trauma and other issues in my life just like everybody else. It hasn't all been rainbows and unicorns shooting out of my ass, right? But because of the things that I've had access to, I've had an obligation to give back. And this is my opportunity. This is one of my opportunities to do that at very little cost. I consider it no cost, even though money's involved. It's not a cost. It's money. Who gives a fuck? If it makes somebody's life better, spend some of it. What are you talking about, right? It's my opportunity to give back. I hope you guys will take advantage. I'll tell you how you can get access to the challenge. I actually show you now, and we'll bring it up again during the breaks and later in the show. But the Wisdom Challenge or the 52-book challenge, you can get into it by texting books to 833-576-2460. I would repeat it, but it's on screen. So I'm not doing an audio recording here, so I don't have to worry about saying it 97 times. It's right there on screen. And just remember, standard texting rates apply. Are we supposed to be talking to these wonderful humans here? I want to make sure we're doing the right thing now. It looks like they're just commiserating. They coagulating, ain't they? They're marinating and coagulating, baby. That's all I do is marinate and coagulate. Marinate and coagulate. Okay, so I judge whether or not I've been to a town by open treasure chests. So I've clearly... this is the main town. The world in this game is not very big, but I spend so little time, consistent time here, that I forget the terrain. And it's like, I have been here before. You just keep running around kind of the same places, and then it expands a little bit. But I like that. I don't need a giant sprawling map to feel like I'm in a world that's open to me. Just give me some options to do things to explore, treasures to find. And here we are.
圣公将军是在首篇应允过的，此时却说要暂缓出兵，秀该如何向弟兄们交代？
将军有令，大典未成，兵马不发。
如今我等向中原进发，莽贼近在咫尺。将军临阵却步，又如何能使军民臣服？
偏将军，属下也莫可奈何，您请回吧。
罢了，多说无益。
All right. Just making sure I'm not. I don't know if have I been to this specific part of the town. I don't know that I have, but I will search. And search. And search! Ah. Fool's errand. That's right. Circle does the joint. I see Tristan says, what up?
让你们见笑了。
they still talking. I'm
文书
sorry.
一心为民，何须担心他人笑话？子虚教训的事，受教了。不敢不敢。文书是否听过绿衣女子的传闻？
略有耳闻。
我们正在追查她的下落，不日便要北上。不知北边的战况如何，是否会影响通行？
若是如此，诸位不妨与我军同行。我军正往昆阳进发，如无意外，先锋应已抵达象河关。
确实，若能与你同行，要过关口也较为容易。
有子旭相助，我军必能势如破竹。倒是博生如今驻守蔡阳，得通知他来御水一趟，向圣公将军道贺。若诸位得空，希望能帮我传个信。
不是大事，没问题的。说起博生，蔡阳眼下应是安定许多。
除了妖魔恼人之外，不过这倒是其次。
此话怎说？
日前接获一些线报，只说兄长有意颠覆圣公将军，自立为王。但他肯定不是会有此念头的人。
文书这么说，是觉得有人有意放出这番谣言了？
正是。只是这事情也不好大张旗鼓的调查。
或许我们可以稍加探听。
有劳了。那么象河关再见。
一言
Yeah,
为定。
let's get to the Zhangji Pass, baby. We about to kick ass at the Zhangji. They don't know about me and the Zhangji. We go way back. At Zhangji, we kick ass all night. Huh? All right, let's take some comments again. Tristan says, I'm sorry. Yes, Tristan says, turning pro hits right between the eyes. Yes, it does. Yes, it does, but in all the best ways. And it's a very short book. I imagine a lot of you got it done in the first day. I spaced out the books so that the really, really heavy ones are bookended by shorter, easier to read. Like there's a couple of books in the challenge that will literally take you 20 minutes to read. And then you're like, all right, that's my reading for the week. Let me put my thoughts on the thing I need to do. And then you get through it. But then, there's some other books like this one right here. Woo! When we get to investing. That one's like a textbook, but a short textbook. Let's see. Tag says, good evening, everyone. Tristan, that's a great thing to hear. I just got the book today. Okay, so you guys are getting the book. Cool. Everybody's getting it. I've got to get the recording during the day so I can get my backlog up and get streaming during the evening hours like I want. That's what's up. Tristan says, yep, I was going back and forth with Brian on a challenge I was having a week or two ago. And the book, yeah, it was exactly what we were talking about. And I'm glad the book drove it home for you, brother. That's awesome. Tag says, but I still have a video in the pipeline, so I'm holding myself to my standard. Still of a video every day, Monday through Friday this year. I'm going to fight hard to do those 250 plus videos this year. A goal of consistency with a tangible number to reach it. First consistency, then community. Okay, cool. Tag, let me throw a quick trick you're going to learn very quickly in your video making journey. In fact, if you're in my Good Life Playbook, before I shut it down, take the Social Media Master University course and look up specifically in the first section. There's a class on batch recording. We actually teach a class on how to do it. So what batch recording will allow you to do, and this is how I used to do it when I very first started making social media content, I had my business and a full-time job. So that's going back in the Wayback Machine over a decade, right? So I didn't have, and at the time, I guess when I first started, I didn't have kids, but then I ended up having them. All right, so my time is limited to produce, and this is, by content, I mean when I was a musician, social media, any of that stuff, right? I had very limited time to make music or anything. So for example, Mondays were the day I practiced all of my music stuff with my band. So every Monday night, we'd hang out for a couple hours, work through our stuff, make sure we had it down for whatever shows we had coming up that week. And then we were the type of band that all of us are seasoned leaders in different ways. So if there's one thing a good leader can do, it's be flexible and adaptable to a situation. And so it was like, all right, bet. A lot of us could adapt, but that was Monday. when I started doing the YouTube side of the house, I knew that I couldn't produce the volume of content I needed to create if I only focused on trying to make stuff every day. So what I would do is come up with a theme, map out the type of content I would want to make around that theme in bite-sized pieces, meaning the videos. And then I remember one Saturday, this was, I don't remember how many years ago, it has to be over a decade at this point, or close to it. I remember one Saturday, I spent the whole day batch recording every video for the year. It was 52, no, I think I did it over 2 Saturdays. I recorded 25 the first Saturday and 25 the next Saturday, and then I think I had some cleanup to do in there. So it was a video I was doing every week called Throwback Thursdays, and I filmed every one of them in 2 weeks. So if your standard is a video has to come out every day, that doesn't mean you necessarily have to do all of the work every day. There's a book coming in the 52 book challenge that's going to help you specifically map this out. But the answer is you do batch recording. Instead of doing a little bit each day and trying to be balanced, be incredibly counterbalanced and pick a day, do all of your recordings that day, and then schedule them to come out. Now, if that doesn't work for your schedule and doing piecemeal one a day works better for you, cool. It's just typically when you map it out ahead of time and then batch record, you can get through a lot more quickly because you did a little bit of planning up front. It makes your process more efficient. And it's one of the ways, like people like Jolly, I think was even one of the people that asked me years and years ago. He's like, how in the hell do you have kids? You do group coaching with us every week. And then you got a business, a course, and a life, and you do consulting. He's like, how in God's name are you making this gaming content every day or every week I was up to? I said, because I took a Saturday and did it all for the year. And then I didn't have to make another video. Like I took 3 weeks to do 52 weeks worth of work. And then for 52 weeks, all I had to do was sit back and look at my data come in. I was like, look at that. That one sucked. Hey, look, that one sucked too. And then like 20 in, I'm like, okay, they all suck. This series sucks. Let's move on to something else. Nobody wants to watch this shit. You know what I mean? The beauty of it was they weren't particularly long videos. I think the longest one was probably 10 minutes, tops. So it's not like each video had to be an hour long or like these streams, but it's a way to make yourself more efficient. And dude, you'll pick up so many tricks just from doing what you're doing that you'll be able, like literally in 90 days, you could teach a class on how to make YouTube content. Because if you do what you're doing, you will have done more technician work in that 90 days than most people have done in their whole YouTube career. If you just did what you're doing every day. And that's the trick to getting good. That is, you literally just discovered the trick to what makes people blow up. And the variable that always makes people not blow up, it's the one that gets everybody. And it's a floating point number. It's never the same. So the problem is it's an unpredictable variable. Yeah, so the reason why, like people ask me, B, how do you stay so motivated? How do you get so much done in a day? It's because I have been taught systems to do what takes you guys, or not you guys, what takes a typical like 8-hour worker. That was the thing that was weird for me when I got like my first job outside of the military, was these people work 8 and 9-hour days, which I thought was cute. And it was like, they take all 8 hours to do these things. Like in the military, you have these systems that I remember seeing some people, and it's not comparing yourself to other people or I'm better or they're worse. It's just they haven't been, you know, millions of dollars have not been invested into them to learn the systems that I had to learn. And you literally learn how to do what takes a person. I remember one gig I had as a consultant years. This is definitely over a decade ago, and I was helping some, you know, freaking organization somewhere. But the point is, they gave me the stuff they needed me to get done for that day. Or the stuff that they needed me to get done. I had assumed when they handed me all the stuff and explained what they needed from me and my crew, it was like, oh, okay, got it. I thought they meant ASAP. So I literally went, hooked up with my crew, divvied up the shiza, and we all started doing different parts. I finished, I think, in about 45 minutes with all the stuff they had given me. And I took it back to the people that had brought us there to win, and they were like, oh, yeah, that's all we had for you for the whole day. And I was like, what? They were like, yeah, we thought you would take longer. So it was like what takes people an 8-hour day, in some cases, a soldier can come in and get done in an hour, because they're just taught to be the efficiencies that we're taught to find more effective, efficient ways to do things constantly, because you're always improving your situation so that you're ready to fight and win. So you pick up little tricks like that. Like, the thing wasn't that I'm super motivated and I'm Gary Veeing working 90 hours a day and all that nonsense. I was literally just getting done in what takes them 18 hours. I can get it done in fucking 6. And then I can go hang out with my family and enjoy my life and throw a middle finger to all that hustle porn bullshit, you know? That I love all the hustle and you got to grind and you got to work hard. I'm with that. It's just like, really, guys, everybody's bragging about how many hours they work a day. Like, just tell me how effective you are at your mission. Don't tell me how many hours you work. Like, what's your mission and how effective are you? It's like I set a goal 2 years ago, reach, I think my goal was in 5 years, make sure that there are 1 million veterans who you've touched. And then I ended up doing it in 6 months. You know what I mean? So it's like, shit ain't got to take forever, man. Let's get busy. Let's see, who else is talking about? Tag says, but I still have a video in the pipeline. Oh, okay, I read that one. A goal of consistency. Got it. Tags is taking notes. Yeah, if you want the detailed explanation, it's if you go to the Social Media Master University class that I have inside the Good Life Playbook, it breaks it all down for you. And I want to say one of my other teammates, Anna, teaches the class and not me, because I had some other people come in to help me teach the course. I was like, I can't do all of this by myself, and I had other people on my team who were better at certain things than me. Like Anna's left pinky is a better everything art than I am as a total human being with a soul. Like, her fingernail is better at art and editing than my entire existence would ever be. So there's certain things I handed off to other people to help me because they were better at it. But if you just go to that course, it'll actually show you practically how to do it. You know, and then there are days where you do have to hustle. Like, I was late getting to you guys tonight because literally I had 2 meetings that I was supposed to have wrapped up by 8:30 that went all the way until right before I came to talk to you guys. And when contingency happens, you just have to adjust. So yeah, there are days where you're going to have to, the hours are going to be the hours, but I care way more about productivity than the time you spend doing your shit. Time is an old world concept based upon, I figured out that if I get this many man hours out of this human, I can make this many widgets, sell this many for this profit. So you're going to work an 8-hour day because I can guarantee this much profit on the back end for your labor. Right? Well, now we work in a world where you're not making widgets. Widgets make widgets now. Now, a lot of the work humans are doing is more cerebral problem-solving work, not necessarily more mundane stuff, even though some of the stuff we do is still mundane. But where was I going with that? I had a great point, and then I talked myself out of it like I always do. But my point is, the working to time, there are still obviously scenarios where it makes sense, but it's a very old world thing. Like, I couldn't imagine someone saying, yeah, the duty hours are this. Like, what is the project and when is it due? Like, fuck you. Nobody wants to hang out at your office for 9 hours if it doesn't take, you know what I mean? So it made sense when everybody piled into a factory and had to spit out X amount of widgets so that the boss can be a billionaire and we could all be slaves. But in this world, it's like, I just want to see what's the thing you want and are the results happening? And are you at the very least making momentum toward it? And without compromising your values and your morals and shit. Because that's another thing that really has to be taken into account with dreams, is everybody has different values. You know, and I joke with you guys a lot about the thing my wife said to me that really punched me in the face, where it made me look at myself, because I am always very scrutinizing of me. Like, I gotta work, I gotta be better, man. I gotta stop putting my foot in my mouth. I gotta stop talking when I should be listening. I gotta stop being so arrogant. And then, like, so I'm really hard on myself so that I'm always growing. And I'm not talking about deprecation. I'm talking about get better, motherfucker. You got this. And she just pulled me aside and she was like, dude, you would have been fucking Elon Musk, or Bezos was the guy she compared me to. She's like, that would have been you if you were less altruistic. Your problem is you have to do everything the right way and you can't fucking compromise. She's like, there are compromises other people are willing to make that you just fucking won't. And I was like, yeah, and that makes me go slower. That's okay. Y'all can be millionaires today. My great fucking grandchildren will be trillionaires in perpetuity with the shit that I'm setting up. You know what I mean? And that was kind of the approach I take. And I tell that story about me because I know there's somebody else listening who understands that your success in some ways is coming slower for you because you are taking the road less traveled. Let me encourage you. You still get to win at the end. Did I not just say I told you guys the last dream, the only dream I had for my life that had not been fulfilled, got handed to me. I think it was the day after Christmas. And it came because I showed up every day on these platforms and talked to people. Right? So keep doing your shit and believe in yourself a little more than you do is the message. Because I actually almost titled this video, and I will title a video this eventually. I believe in you more than you do. Fix that. I know I have seen humans come thinking they are nothing and be turned into fucking Captain America if you just believe in them for 5 seconds. You know, some of these guys kept my ass alive and sane in places where people wanted me dead. All of you have the capacity to be a fucking superhero. It's a matter of will. And we can help you with the will if you're willing to at least try.
太史子旭受文书将军所托，有要事通报。博生将军不在。
是玉水那位。
Also, podcast coming back 10 January. Be on the lookout.
是我有眼无珠，失礼了。前日蔡阳附近出现贼寇，
Same day the book
将军
challenge
正外出
launches
巡查，
technically.
应当在南方的树林附近。
明白，多谢兄弟。
So technically the 52 book challenge has already started because I've sent out the book, but the official you have 1 week to read your book starts this weekend. Or Monday, technically, I guess. We'll figure it out.
对了，听文书将军转述，蔡阳这儿似乎有些谣言。你们晓得什么状况吗？
估计是圣公将军登基一事吧。他自个儿称帝，又不见赏赐，弟兄们多少不服。是啊，大家还是更喜欢博生将军。就是博生将军自己，好似没什么打算。这些话听说也传到了圣公将军那儿。
以他的个性，肯定听得刺耳吧？
唉，都到这关头了，就怕是莽贼的计谋，拿定主意要煽动咱们。
Scooby-Doo! Jolly says, I did ask how you were doing all that shit. Makes sense with the batch stuff, because you said you would make videos on topics that commenters ask, but each video fed on the last. Yeah. So I couldn't do the type of batch recording for that I was talking about with the gaming stuff. But yeah, like I would gather data. I would gather all, like, if you guys want to know the trick to how do you guys understand that you wrote my book for me? Does anybody know that? Have I ever told the story of how I wrote my book? Have I ever explained to you guys how I wrote a book and published it in less than a year? It took me like 3 years to publish a freaking music album. I got a book out in like 8 months. Have I ever told the story? I need to tell that story on a stream at some point. I'll tell you guys, how did this dude write, copyright, and publish a book in about 9 months? And what you don't know, and I'll tell that story on a different stream, but I'll give you the prelude to a kiss here. You guys wrote the book. I didn't. I mean, I technically wrote the shit down, but what's in the book, you all essentially wrote it. And you had no idea you were writing it. I had no idea you were writing it until somebody asked me, yo, B, you need to write a book on this. And it was like, all right, my boy Tim Schmoyer just did a book on this. How can I take his format and make it my own, but do the one thing that no books do, which is be short as fuck, because I don't feel like reading all these stories. Just tell me the shit I need to do so I can go win, right? Because it's not a storybook. It was a book about how to kill it on YouTube. Or really the things I had learned blowing up my YouTube channel to, you know, a modest size. I didn't have 1 million followers on YouTube. There's not a million people buying books at strip clubs, guys, and you know I'm the strip club book salesman. So I'm surprised. Like, it shocks me every day that I have the following I have. It makes me laugh. Like, against all odds, y'all are listening to me, because this is not what people watch and listen to. But it will be one day. But yeah, so like you guys literally wrote my book for me. All I had to do was take some notes, write it down, and provide some clarity, and then I added the 2 other sections to the content. Done. Book. I think I spent more time editing that book than I did writing it, because all the data was just it was too easy. And that's what I said, like, military dudes are taught ways to break systems and make them work better. Like, my whole military training taught me to fight one way. The minute they told us, hey, we're going to be fighting in urban areas. Shit. Well, all that shit in the book just went out the window. It was me and my brother, the guy you see playing football with me on Madden, number 39. Me and him sitting in a hot-ass tent with pencil and paper drawing pictures to say, okay, if we spread our guys out like this, we literally rewrote the tactics on sheets of paper before we went into the fight. Like, okay, if we spread our guys out like this, how does that work? Are we going to have enough coverage? And matter of fact, if we do it this way, it lets both of our units fucking work in tandem, and we don't have to be separate, and we can provide perimeter security for each other. And he was like, B, fucking putting the grenade launcher here is going to get us killed. That's stupid. It's like, well, and then I argue, well, wait a minute. He's like, I'm not trying to tell you you're stupid. It's like, it won't work. And I'm like, you're right. I need to shut the fuck up and not be insecure. And it was literally, we're taught how to take a problem and break it down to its simplest elements and find the most efficient scenario. So it's like, I need to write a book. I hate reading and I hate writing. What's the easiest way to get this fucking book written? Well, first of all, what are you wanting to write it about? Well, I want to solve problems for people. We'll get people to talk about their problems a lot. And then you'll have all the problems the book is going to cover. Oh. And then you can make videos about all their problems. Now I'm giving it away. Yeah. And there's another way I teach people to write books, like some of the people I work with, like, I want to write a book. I'm like, just do this instead. And in a month, you'll have enough to have a book, and then I'll show you how to use Amazon Web Services or your phone. You don't even have to write anything now to write a book. It's beautiful. Like, I'm actually working on a new book now. Woo! And now it's just like, now all the shit I know about doing it's going to make me so much faster. The problem with this book is I can't use the cheat code I used to do my other book. I actually have to, I actually got to do some pretty hard internal searching to make sure that the shit I'm saying I think is accurate before I start calling it out. But anyway, all the tricks you pick. The point of me telling you all these stories about me, Chris, is to say, as you become more of a technician, you will pick this stuff up. And you're on a team with people who have been soldiers and artists and entrepreneurs and stuff who've probably done a lot of the stuff that you're trying to do. Like Jolly, the stuff I've watched that dude do in the time I've known him, that dude could probably teach an entire PhD course to you on how to build content and have a content strategy. You know, so Jolly is a beast at everything he's doing, and that's because he's put in the technician work to do it. And it's like, yep. And it takes less time than you think to get good. Now, it takes time to get great. It doesn't take as much time to get decent. Like, getting decent, you'll pick it up. You'll start to get the chops, you'll figure out what works, and then getting great. The reason why getting great takes so long is because it requires that you... Hold on, let me not die here. The reason why getting great takes longer is the greater you want to become, the more empathy you... This is not accurate. I'm very much making this too narcissistic. The greater you want to get specifically at getting people to pay attention to something you're doing, the greater empathy you have to have for the human condition and the people you're talking to, which means you need to be connected to people to be able to understand how to... And this is why I think comedians are the most empathetic people in the world, because all of their content is predicated on trying it, watching you respond to it, and then adjusting the content to make sure that when you hear it again, it's better for you. I think comedians are the most empathetic entrepreneurs on the planet. Now, that's not to say that there aren't comedians that aren't probably crappy people, but what they do for a living is very empathetic. But nobody thinks it's that way because a lot of their jokes are sarcasm or offensive, you know, whatever. But it's like, no, the amount of work that dude had to put in to get anybody to laugh at that. You know, like I have a joke that I'm working on with Nico, but because it's about a really, really dark topic, like I have a joke about suicide that I'm working on because, you know, I never attempted suicide, but definitely considered it as part of my journey when I was at my darkest, right? And so, like, humor is how I cope with things, and I'm long since past, thankfully, the suicidal part of that. But I still bear the scars. But I won't tell the joke. Like, I told it to her, and I said, hey, this is something, but it needs to be refined, because it's got to have the right amount of empathy on it, because there's going to be somebody else on the show who's struggling. And if they don't see it as a joke, that's hurting people. And I won't do that shit, you know, because there's been a couple people on the show struggling with that who we've worked to help them, you know, hopefully get right. But it's like, that's what I've learned from studying comedians is, oh, they want you to like what they're doing, so they have an incentive to be very selfless about developing it. But it's like, I won't tell that joke on stream until I have something at least working that has enough empathy in it that knows I'm not making fun of people's pain. I'm not making fun of loss. I'm making fun of the absurdity of life that leads us to do crazy things, right? That's the joke. You know, like I told you guys years ago, I had a joke that was about rape. It wasn't making fun of people hurting. It was making fun of the absurdity and terribleness of the act, right? And the empathy was in the joke. And the person I told it to test it was someone who was a victim. And I said, I need you to hear this because I want to be able to tell this on a stage, because I think the joke could actually be freeing to a person like you and I who have experienced it. And I told her, she's like, you got to tell that. She's like, you got to tell that joke. Dude, she said, bruh, not only do you got to tell that joke, you will call me and tell me the night before you tell it publicly, because I got to be there. She's like, that joke is money. Like, it's so right, because when you listen to the joke, it's about how absurd the act is. And then the things that happen in the joke to the bad people. It's like, you know, the joke gets progressively funnier because of all the bad shit that you bring to the, you know, to fix the situation anyway. But the point is, like, I worked on that to know, like, I've been through this struggle. I don't want my joke, because I know inevitably anytime you say anything that's a potential trigger on the internet, when you have a lot of people following you, they're going to say, you're not allowed to joke about that because I'm triggered. It's like, well, wait a minute. Let's talk about, like, I'm joking about it because this is how we heal. I'm not trying to hurt you. I'm trying to heal me and the other people like me. Now, if it's hurting you, I got you. Turn it off. And if I'm in your house, I'll never bring it up. You know, but it's like, no, I built this for you. Like, if you understood what this joke actually was and what it's up to, it should be freeing for you, because it's throwing egg on the face of the human condition that caused you this pain. We're shitting on the human condition, not you. Like, we're shitting on the thing that makes humans like this, not you. You know, and when you're in pain, it's hard to know that. But anyway, like, the whole ramble here is I've learned a lot studying comedians about how to have the empathy as a creator, and it's helped me a ton, because I lacked it, and still sometimes lack it. So I work on it. What up, homies? Hey, switch up. Yeah, killing time. That's the one. Level 25, baby. Is that dude running for his life? Come here, ho. You ain't running. Oh, no, that's... Yeah, don't be trying that magic shit. I see you going for that jar. Don't you dare pull out no genie. You look like a genie in a lamp. Don't let her do it. Oh, she's killing him back there. I heard that. Grenade. Boom! Oh, she missed. thought I switched back already. I hadn't done that? I thought I had. Alright, here we go. Jolly says, what's up? Sorry I'm late. You're not late, man. You're here when you're here. It's good to see you. Thanks for coming. Let's take some comments and then we'll get back to it. In fact, I'll ask the first question of the night. So the question of the night to the audience, we're going to go back to a question from the last show for the people who are here who weren't on the last show and tell us, and everybody that answered it last time, you get to come up with a new answer. It was just a great conversation and I learned a ton about all of you by doing it, so I want to do it again. Name a fictional place that you would love to visit. And no holds bar on the rules. I know Jolly, when I asked it last night, he's like, what are the rules? Do I get to be like... He's like, if I go to like an Avengers place, do I get to be Iron Man? Like, yeah, you come up with the imagination all on your own. And tell us about how you do it. And now I need to come up with a second place I want to visit. So a fictitious place that you would like to be. And I just came up with one, and it terrifies me to even think it. Because I think if I was there, I'd be out of my mind, insane, crazy. But the imagery is so gorgeous that I don't know. I have to think about that. It's like equally beautiful and menacingly terrifying at the same time. But anyway, what's a fictitious place you would love to visit? And on that, I'm going to take the rest of these comments here. Tag says, that's how my data collection job is. I get my work orders, then I get my work done. Most people take 30 to 40 hours a week to complete their 5 stores. It takes me 8 to 10. Yeah, you're a warrior, dude. Soldiers don't take as long as everybody else to do shit because we're impatient. Like, I'm impatient with shit that I feel like I shouldn't have to be patient with. Let's get this done so I can see my kids. Stash says widgets can clean toilets. There you go. He says the 52-but challenge. Are you making fun of my speech impediment? Damn it. I know I mess up words a lot, but damn. That's just cold-blooded. T.I. says, hell yeah, I missed the podcast. Yeah, we're coming back strong, man. We're going to welcome everybody back, and then we're going to blow you away with awesomeness. See, Stash says, the only goal I have left is to be debt-free. Okay. And have 20 million in the bank by 50. Why 50? Just out of curiosity. Not asking you to justify it, just asking out of curiosity. Clem says, your birthday is in 2 days. Who are you saying happy birthday to, Clem? Whose birthday's in 2 days? I want to say happy birthday to him, too. Tag says, oh, a book to kill it on YouTube? Sounds like something I need to be reading. Do you want to pay for it? I think I have a free version of it somewhere. Somewhere on my website, I think you can download it. I will say I did feel like a superhero when my son found out I had more subscribers than his friend who was a YouTube channel. That's awesome. Not that the numbers matter, but his energy was, yeah, your kids, man, they're great cheerleaders. Involve them in your story, man. They're awesome. Which I know you do. I know I'm not telling you something you don't know. Okay, so it's Stashio's birthday. I missed it. Where did he say it was his birthday? Damn. Happy birthday, Stash. Alyssa says, been there, B. I believe that the best comedies have or had depression. I don't think you can see the world like that without the pain of it. Yeah, I think the best ones have it, because it's the human condition, right? Like, we all have it. I think you're right. And I think the ones who figure out how to transmute it into something else are the ones, like you said, that become the freaking kings. I love what you said, Alyssa. That is on, at least to me, at least my observations of the world. I don't know nothing, but that sounds right to me. I like it. How can you play an action game with a relaxing, calming music playing? Well, a lot of my life was chaos, Clem. I live for peaceful shit now. You know, I don't always want things to be hyper. Like, I remember even 10 years ago when I was still... Was I still bodybuilding heavily 10 years ago? Yeah, like before I kind of stopped trying to get bigger and just worked on making me look better and feel better. My life started to slow down. Like I used to listen to the most aggressive heavy metal on the planet when I used to have to get through those workouts. And sometimes I still do. But it's way more rare now. One, I don't have a lot of the rage that I used to have, at a lot of my pain that I used to have, because I've worked on that. But I just like chill, man. I like calm and quiet. I also live in a house that has a lot of chaos, just because there's a lot of people here. So moments of serenity are always welcome, even in an action game, or especially in an action game. I like the juxtaposition. I like that we're killing, but it's peaceful at the same time. I like things that are out of order like that. I'm an absurdist, so I'm gonna like absurd things. I'm gonna like things that are out of place a lot of times. I.e. a tall, skinny white man with a giant afro who paints happy little trees. What's up, Bob? How you living tonight, baby? Appreciate you being here with us. Comedians who can't realize how shitty of a human being they themselves are aren't able to be deeply funny either. Well, that's probably true. The ones I love the most probably shit on themselves the most. But you could tell it's not coming from a place of... For a lot of them, it doesn't seem like it's coming from a place of self-hatred. It seems like it's coming from a place of self-awareness. And that they're just like, I've accepted that I'm a certain way, but I'm also working on it so I can joke about stuff that, you know, I'm not currently struggling with because I'm doing the work, and it doesn't hurt me to hear myself say something like that about myself. Because, yeah, I think you're right. Some of my favorite guys spend a lot of time making fun of themselves. Are these guys killable? What's up, killable homies? KillableHomies.com. Get you some. All right, dang it. I switched to the other guy. Why are you doing this still? That's what we want. I feel bad for them guys just hanging out in the back. It didn't look like they didn't want none of this fight. Oh, I missed. There you go. Kicking ass all night. How do I know it's not sippable bomb water? You're being crazy right now. There's no such thing as sippable bomb water, said Hannibal Buress. Another one of my favorite comedians. Okay, so the battle school from Ender's Game. I'm not familiar with Ender's Game. I gotta look that up. He says that explains so much about my messed up personality. Let's see. Clem wants to go to Pandora from Avatar. I can dig it. Alyssa, we had a Narnia last night. Alyssa says Narnia too. Yeah, for Narnia. Love Narnia. I have 3 walk-in closets in this place, but somehow haven't got there yet. I'm thinking, so do I. There's one right there. How come I haven't seen Narnia? Damn it. Get your ass in here, Narnia. We got shit to do. And the humans in this world are tripping. Let's hang out with the ones in your world. I think they're tripping there too, so they're tripping everywhere. That's funny. And then So I'll ask Alyssa the same question I asked, was it Turbo who said Narnia last night? Where in Narnia would you like to go specifically? Because I know the first place I think I'd want to see. Tristan says the Death Star, pre-explosion, or the Jedi Temple. Fun fact, Bob Ross hated his afro. Cool. Alyssa says, speaking of trying to move, Superman is concerned about the culture shock of being in the middle of nowhere. He doesn't give me credit for what I've survived. That's awesome. That's in the next stage of your relationship. That's awesome. Good for you, lady. Keep killing. Tag says, Tristan, I can only imagine the amount of stupid corporate bureaucracy aboard the Death Star. So here's a little fun fact for you Death Star guys. When I was getting certified as a facilitator, you have to actually do a facilitation with the entire room as kind of like your final project to get certified. And of course they set it up so that they try to screw you. They get people in the room to act crazy. But you have to come up with a topic like, what are you going to facilitate? How are you going to help a business? And so for me, I said my thing is going to be, I'm coming in with a proposal for the Secretary of Defense to actually give justification for why we should build the Death Star. And I had it all set up when I came in the room. The Darth Vader march was playing when I came in the room to give the briefing, and the things were on the wall, and then I cut the music, and it was fun, man. And then I think when one of my friends had to give their, because, you know, as a class, you all do it together. When one of my other friends was getting certified, I got picked to be the disruption in the room. And what the instructor didn't know is I had brought kazoos with me that I had in my suit pocket. And so I had kazoos. And then as soon as the person got up there to start talking, and the instructor looked at me and said, it's time, I pulled out the kazoo and I started playing Pick Up the Pieces like your boy Tracy Morgan did on Martin. And the instructor looks like, what the fuck? And then he said at the end of the class, he's like, never in a million years of teaching this class of certifying these idiots have I ever seen anybody bust out a fucking kazoo. I said, I come prepared, teach. So you got to remember, I was the class clown. More in college. I was too insecure in high school to say much of anything to anybody. Until I started playing football. Then I had some confidence. But not much before that. Let's see. Stash says 20 million by 50 allows me to retire and pay myself $400,000 a year for 50 years. If I live past 100, hopefully I invested. Okay, cool. I can dig that. Now, the one thing I'd say is maybe, let's see, 20 mil. I would say maybe break that down into simpler goals, because what scares me about your goal is, oh, I got 9 years to do it. And this is something I talked about with my Navy SEAL brother today, because he's got a major goal that he's trying to get in during the year. And I told him, I said, set a specific date for that, even if it doesn't happen, because that's going to hold you accountable to make sure you're taking the actions. If you know that a goal is far off in the distance, you're going to be less inclined to feel the urgency and the pressure to do what you have to do. Now, if you don't need that type of pressure on yourself, you can take what I'm saying and throw it out. I'm not trying to insult your intelligence. But one of the things I notice about people who set goals, like in 10 years I want to do this, it almost never happens because it's too far away to cause you to feel the pain of not having it to where you're going to want to take the actions to get toward it. So what I would say is potentially break that down into smaller goals that you can accomplish in yearly increments, so that you're holding yourself accountable each year to getting a step closer. But if you make it 20 million in 10 years, you're never going to feel the pressure to get off your ass and do the thing you need to do to actually take care of business. It's always going to be, oh, it's 8 years down the road. It's 7 years. It's 6. And then the last year is going to be like, oh shit, we need to push the goal back. At least that's been my experience observing people. And that doesn't have to be your story, but just something to think about. Certainly not intended to challenge your dream, just to give you an additional perspective. Nothing more. It's an interesting room here. Alright, now did I find anything cool by coming up here, or am I just up here? I do like that the game's kind of like, just go have fun, man, do your thing. If you kill some people along the road, that's cool, kill them. They're bad, kill them. But explore the castle, have a little fun. I'm like, I'm gonna have a little fun. Alright, so the courtyard is where they want us. Okay, yeah, there's homeboy and his entourage. Let's see here. So we just trading places here. You hooker, I'm trying to get up to that thing. Was there another way down that I missed? Yeah, there was. I may be a fire sign, but I love my water. Nice. That's what we wanted. Yes! More of this. Vile whores. Unite. Oh, we got a save spot. Let's heal up first. Get the fast travel joint. Yeah, it got all of us, Jelly. The book got all of us. That's why I made it the first book in the challenge, because for the person who's never read it and never been punched in the mouth with, hey, here's why it's not working. Like, oh, okay, and then it sets you free. It's like, all right, now I know what to do. Tag says, right, everyone, I've got to hit it. Maybe get a couple of videos in before I hit the sack. Pushing Outer World. Hey, Outer Worlds. I like that one. That's the game that gave me my cyst on my thumb. We'll probably start Hellblade soon. Good night. Take it easy, everyone. You too, brother. Take it easy.
阿兄，守平的那些妖魔，为什么文书将军不帮忙赶走呢？
这个嘛，香儿。记得以前和你说过的相濡以沫的故事吗？
记得，2条鱼儿被困在干涸的池里，为了活下去，只能相濡以沫。
如果文书将军帮忙了，就像是那2条鱼儿解决了当下的危难。可真正的问题所在，其实是池水。因为池水干涸，才使得鱼儿必须如此艰难地活着。相濡以沫的精神固然动人。但若不从根本解决，就是坐以待毙。世道也是如此，不能只是为了眼前的困难疲于奔命，而要看得更远。
我还以为这个故事讲的是要顺应本性而生。
一个故事，本就可以有数种解释啊。
No. Okay, so fictitious places. Everybody got their fictitious place in? Cool. Mine, this ought to shock some folk. I'd love the last fight scene in Ghost of Tsushima. That shit is gorgeous. gorgeous. See, I said something positive about the game. Oh, dude, I don't think I saved at that bonfire. Let's let our OCD do its jobbery. Yeah, no, it looks like I was right. It really knows how to make a virtual date. That's nice. That is nice. It's so exciting, man, to see love blossoming. Just wait till you guys are 20 years in and you love him even more. Woo! That's where the real fun starts. I've never enjoyed my... I've always enjoyed my marriage, but I have never enjoyed it more than today. Today, man.
抱歉，来得迟了。不会，时候正好，关口已破，咱们进去吧。
Alright, let's get to the courtyard and do the do. What up, homies? Everybody cool now? Be cool. Alright, me too. Swordsman. No. I meant the scene between... damn, I don't want to spoil it. Yeah, no, I don't mean like the big army battles. I mean the last jump off cutscene. Or maybe Jolly's not talking to me. I shouldn't assume he's talking to me. He's probably talking to someone else. Yeah, ho! Are these Dwemer? Are these Dwemer animals? Yeah, ho, let's get working. Alright, grenades. Light him up, lady. Ooh, that did nice damage. Get my ass beat. You better move out, bro. Ooh, just barely. Dude, how cool is this? Like, animal mechs? Who came up with this game? You alright with me? I need to not get my ass beat up in this fight, I know that much. I'm out of healing too. He has that brother on lock. Easy killer, easy. Ooh, nice cut. I can't even get mad at that. Alright, grenade. Light him up, lady. There you go. Cut his ass. Woo! Easy, easy, easy. Nice, nice. Oh, that ain't so nice. That's ass whooping. This thing looks like the... Oh, this thing looks like... Oh, that's modeled after Ravage from the Transformers. I don't even think they are being subtle about taking that design. Like, they ain't even trying to hide that they hijacked that joint. Straight out of Transformers. Damn, he knocked me out of my move. There we go. Got him. Got him. There you go, ho. Get your metal ass out of here. Grenade. Guess his move overpowered mine. Woo! Overpowered again. Uh-oh! How about that for an ass whooping? Oh, that's slow-mo! That move is nasty.
红姐姐，这机关兽有什么特别之处吗？
他比我印象中还来得厉害，想看看李军是怎么改造的。我稍微有些好奇。控制的书还是一样的结构，所以，哎，夏丹，
是他。
夏老郑不像是李军一伙的呀，上次还拆了他们的复魂牢。
这其中恐怕另有隐情，有机会回御史去。 再问问他。
多谢子旭，祝我军顺利攻下关卡。
文书多礼了，只是举手之劳。既然过了关口，我们会继续往昆阳去，探查绿衣女子的消息。
届时战争若起，可得请诸位多加注意。
明白。文书征战沙场，也务必要谨慎行事。毕竟胸怀天下之人，可不能在此就败下阵来。
那是当然。
按红儿的说法，这枚书是旧时的形制，加上夏老丈对李军的态度。
阿兄，莫非夏老丈其实是被李军赶出来的？
问了便知。
Ryan, what? I don't get your new name change, man. I missed something. How'd you come up with that? Usually I know exactly where your names come from. How'd you get tonight's fantastic new one? All right. Jolly says, oh, okay, I know the scene you meant. Never mind. I thought you were talking about the... Yeah, no, not the battle before. The final scene is gorgeous. And I just remember playing through it like... Oh, this should have been the whole game. If the whole game had been like that, I would still be playing and talking about Ghost of Tsushima. But alas, it was a good game. It's a good game. No hate. Just, you know, I didn't go, you know, gorilla nuts like a lot of the industry people did about how awesome it was. It was alright. It wasn't going to make me slam my grandma, which is the topic for tonight. Slam your grandma. Who knows where slam your grandma comes from? Don't tell us what it means if you do. Just yes or no, you know what slam your grandma means. Because it is from a thing. Slam your grandma, unfortunately, and it's not what you gross people are probably thinking about. It has nothing to do with any of that. But who knows what slam your grandma is all about. Oh, turning pro, twisting amateur. Got it. I got it. I'm slow tonight, man. It's been a long day, man, and it's been an emotional couple of days. So, you know, between mourning the loss of a friend, you know, and kind of saying our collective final piece on it, and business, I'm a little slow. Doing the best I can. Alyssa says, I was talking to him about the future over the weekend, and he said he can't be certain of the future and doesn't have a vision for it at the moment, but he knows he wants me there. At first, I took it like most past relationships, BS to keep me in limbo. Then he said something about his divorce, and I can't marry for another 6 months. What the F, how? The hell did that make into the convo? I was only talking about moving into the same state, not marriage. He looks just like Ravage. I know, right? That was ripped straight out of Ravage, bro. Come on. Like, I don't mind that they did it. That was dope fan service and a nice Easter egg, but damn it. I mean, I guess they changed the color. And he's slightly fatter than Ravage. But the design is pound for pound. That is Ravage, bro. Like, they didn't even try to but no hate. Alyssa says, okay, so the what the F part. I can't say I understand everything about what you're expressing, but to your question, when you say, what the hell did that make it into this convo? Understand that the two of you are, for as close as you are in the intimacy and the trust, the love and rapport that you are building with one another, you're still in two very different realities, right? He understands that the end game of a relationship is marriage or not, right? And he's already been married, so a lot of the things that would be like first time experiences for you, and you may have you may not be looking at this as far down the lane as him because you don't have the experience he has. I'm not telling you anything you don't know, but I guess what I'm trying to parse the gap between is, if I were unmarried with somebody who has been married before, like, and I've heard comedians talk about this, and I resonate with it. It's like, we already know all the moves. Like, we already know all the bullshit about Santa Claus isn't real. All of the kind of mythological fantasies we had about relationships and marriage aren't the real reality. So we live in a very real space of, okay, if, like, he's got to be thinking in terms of marriage because, one, he's already been married. He's probably not a guy that just wants to date. Plus, he's with child. So any woman that he brings into his life has to be, before you even got there, you had to be a candidate for marriage, period. Because I'm going to bring you around my kid. So he's going to be talking in terms of that future because that is his inevitable end. You have never been married before, so for you, you may be looking at it like, well, yeah, it seems like it could go there, but we'll see. But for him, it's more, and I'm not articulating this like I wish I was. It's more like he has to see you as marriage potential, and he is fleshing out, is that real? Right? Whereas you may not be quite there because you haven't had all of the experiences that he's already had. Does that make any sense? Does that resonate with you at all? I don't feel like I'm articulating exactly what I mean the way I want to. So maybe I should shut up and think about it, and I'll come back to you. I'm gonna be an introvert for a minute because I have to talk to think, and my thinker is not working as hard as I'd like it to. So I'll shut up and think. I'll try to think inside my head. I'll exercise my introvert skills. Yeah. Ah, look at here. Oh, look at here. Load screen. Loading screen. Look at the loading screen. Hey, what up, Jay? It's going great, man. How are you doing? Hey, it's another save point, which is the perfect place for us to take a short break.
这么说来，
Uh-oh.
大王应当也见过墨子祖师了。
哪忘得了他呀？说到底，也就是个会机关术的糟老头而已，说个话都结巴。
Yeah, word.
这评价听来可真是不好。
当年他和国君谈判时，还得带上本大王。要不是仰赖本大王的口才，世上不知得添上多少战火。不过，他也确实有值得称赞之处。现在想想，当时应该再多和他比试比试。他的机关肯定能和本大王战上100回吧。
See, Jay says, "How was your snow today, B?" It was cool. I think we got. It looked as though we got about 6 to 8 inches of snow. It wasn't anything crazy, but it got school canceled for 2 days, so that's awesome. I don't have to go chase a bus down tomorrow morning with children. You know, and it was cool because, you know, kids always love snow. The kid in me loves snow. And when it happens, it's always beautiful. And my kids got to go outside today. I didn't, unfortunately, get to go with them because the other stuff I had going on. But they got to go out sledding and stuff like that, so it was fun. Hopefully tomorrow. I think tomorrow I'm going to make some time to hang with them in the snow if it's still out there and hadn't all melted. Yo, how cool is this little wooded glade tree situation? This is cool, man. I like this game. It's just simple. Ain't much to it. I think this is my future in video games. Just give me something simple that I can play through. It can be challenging, but just go here, kill a thing, get some experience points. Thank you. You know, show me something beautiful, and then make me stronger to kill another thing. That's it. It doesn't need to be more complicated than that. And then give me a beautiful waterfall. You know what I mean? Because bitches like me love waterfalls. Bitches love waterfalls. All right. Sorry, my alter ego came out there for a sec. It's just, I like it, man. I'm a simple man. Super says, Rion, you left me. Traitors receive the ritual flogging. My finest gimp suit. Y'all are terrible, man. You're just all terrible human beings, which explains why you all hang out with me. You're the worst people in the world. You know that, right? Oh, man. Are we killing? Or is this guy talking to us? Killing. That little electric guitar kicked in there for a hot second. That was dope. Nice little accent, little touch for the combats. I mean, this game's nothing if not pretty for the art. It's a little brown and green, kind of Xbox 360 style, but we can live with that. What up, homies? Grenade. Can I just jump down without? Yes, good. What's up, homies? Ninja Turtles, bitch. Oh man, pimps love waterfalls too. Pimp like me likes to end his day collecting his money and looking at a waterfall. How many pimps work near waterfalls? That's what I... Who's got the statistics? Someone go to statista.com and look up how many pimps work near waterfalls. It's probably one of the paid articles. Just let me know. I'll Venmo you the cash to purchase the results. All right, Alyssa says, I feel like I've had plenty of experiences with the exception of divorce and children of my own. I'm not married because I plan to only be with a partner who treats me well and is as dedicated as I am. I didn't blame him for his past as long as he has learned for it, and it appears he has. Cool. Yeah, I guess all I was really trying to say to you is you are thinking probably shorter term than him because in your world you have more time than him, and you have, I mean, obviously you don't have the opportunity to get it wrong, but I think in his world it's like this is all or nothing. Like this person's either gonna work as a spouse or, you know, or not. But I don't know the guy, so I don't know if he's like, is he just looking to date? Sounds like not. He just sounds like a dude where marriage is the end game, and if he's with somebody, that's all the focus is on. And so, if he's like me, like I would never date somebody without having assessed that it's even possible that I could be married to this person. And usually, I'm able to, well, I mean, I've been married a long time now, but I'm able to size people up very quickly with the things I know about psychology. Obviously not making judgments or condemnations about anybody, just social tendencies and personality tendencies that you can start to pick up to, can I even get along with this person? And in conversation, sussing out their values, where it's like, okay, if their values are in conflict with mine, then I know this is going to be a non-starter from the beginning. I don't need to waste my time. Not that we can't coexist as humans, but we certainly can't coexist as marriage. So that's all. I just think he's looking at this way more, with way less patience, maybe is the right word. Like, he's been through this before. Shit hurts. He won't go through it again. And I know men who just decide they're never marrying again. Fuck it, because they don't want to go through it again. But it, just in terms of like, oh my God, why did he bring that up? Well, just because I have to imagine that's the terms he sees the world in. Like, is this person marriage potential? Like, even when I was young, if I saw a woman that, like, it's not like saying, oh, this is the woman I'm going to marry. But there are certain qualities that I'm looking for immediately that tell me, is this person even someone you could be married to, if given the circumstances and blah, blah, blah. And if that ain't true, peace. And I wonder if he's a little bit more fatalistic like that. Like, this is either going to be a marriage or nothing. Because why waste time? I've already been through hell.
长安、商山都见过好几次，在地平线的一端，隐隐约约闪动着，忽远忽近。
You said Gimp of the Year.
从西域怎么望得见呢？
所以，那并
But
不是
I'm
真
also
的。
assuming that I understand your
我后
question,
来才知
Alyssa,
道，
and I'm not sure that
是
I
沙漠里有着
properly
会迷惑
captured
人
what
心
you
的
were
妖
trying to
魔。
ask. So I'm happy to be
灵物
wrong in what I'm saying.
它潜藏在黄沙中，有时躲在绿洲的暗处。西域人说，它是蛟龙一类，能够操纵云气，入水则会幻化为蚌壳，潜于湖底。但从没有人见过肾的真身。肾吐出的气会形成连绵的楼台城阙，让来往行人想起美好的回忆。没办法从幻觉里逃出的人，便会从此在沙漠里失去踪影。我也曾经为了一探虚实，朝着楼台的方向前进。
啊，那结果呢？红姐姐见到什么了？
什么也没有啊。等我醒来的时候，已经伤痕累累，被送到附近的绿洲了。 我是因此决定回来中原的。
Let's see, Kaz says, interesting. YouTube isn't putting B on the recommendations for me anymore. Question to that, Kaz. Have you seen me in the last, let's say, month? Or whatever, the time frame is a little bit less important. In any given period of time within recent history, had you seen a video of mine pop up in your feed and you didn't click on it? That would be very telling to me as to why I'm no longer showing up in your feed. Because that would signal to me that YouTube attempted to gauge your interest in off-peak hours to see if you were really interested in me. And if you didn't click, you clicked something else, it said, nope, fuck him. We tried recommending this guy. Nobody ever clicks his shit. Don't show it to him anymore. Like, it took me, I don't know how many days or weeks of purposefully searching for and clicking classic game room videos for Mark to start showing up in my feed. And there's no way YouTube doesn't know that is what I watch the most of on its effing platform. Like, I have watched more classic game room and bought more DVDs from that guy than anybody else on the platform. So it's like, what are we talking? Like, classic game room should always be in my feed. But because Google's algorithm runs on relevancy and timeliness, if any given time they gave me a shot and you click somewhere else, because my videos are long as shit and it's not usually what people are wanting to click on if it's not live. Or are you saying that you're not getting the recommendations when I go live? Because that's a different thing. I normally click on it. I usually go to the site specifically during your streams and then click on it. And then sometimes I have to search for the channel name. Yeah, it's just, it's an economy. There's too many artists for the demand of the people who would consume art. And so all of these social media platforms have to make a lot of mathematical guesses about what is the most optimal thing to show you at this exact time that's going to keep your attention on the platform. You know, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. All right, let's take a break. Alyssa says, I've been through hell a few times. It's not a big deal, but it could redecorate. If I'm going to spend so much time visiting, a change would be nice. Tell me about it. Cass says, when it's live, I normally do. Oh, okay. So the live stuff. Yep, I don't have a good answer for that one. I launched into an answer not knowing the question. Foot in mouth. That's my MO, I guess. All right, we'll be back, gang. Remember to check out right here the 52 book challenge, or the Bryant Chambers Movement Wisdom Challenge. We're gonna make you wiser and thus make you healthier, richer, and more sexy in the course of a year. Join the challenge. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm already hearing from people that are reading the first book in the challenge, which the challenge technically starts next Monday, but I sent out the book already for the challenge so everybody could get access to it early and start to read. And so you'll basically have 2 weeks to get and read the book. So the challenge is a little bit longer than a week per book if you use it appropriately. Because so like next week you'll get the I think that's right, because you got this week, you got 2 weeks from now's book, and then next week you'll get the book for 2 weeks from then. So, Scooby-Doo. Ooh, yeah, that's hard, Alyssa. Look at Suba with his supporting his local bookstore. I like that. I like that. But I also don't mind that you supported us because you couldn't get it at your local bookstore. So thanks, man. Way to kill. Yeah, that's tough, Alyssa. I feel you. And on that break time, I shall return. Yeah, by the way, something I didn't say. going back to that Suba conversation, if you all have local bookstores that you can support, that have access to these books, and you can get them timely, obviously Amazon's going to be the easiest way to get them, especially for the audiobook readers. And I'm sure there's you have a bunch of gee whiz backdoor places to get stuff. But if you have a local bookstore, I definitely encourage you, if you can, to support them, man, because I guarantee you the money coming out of that bookstore is probably not paying the rent of the person who owns and is working there. Well, that's not fair, because I'm putting that in the context of where I live. If they lived in Savannah, Georgia, they're probably fine. Where I'm from, there's probably 3 other people at the house that have jobs, including that business.
阿兄，你瞧这裂痕，
这痕迹和乙地山上的好生相似。
不过商山的裂痕比这小了许多。乙地山、商山、高阳遗迹，一路到这儿，裂痕是越来越深了。
只有轩辕剑气能造成这种裂痕，果真是大小姐来此降妖了。
往前看看吧。
Word up. Jolly says, if I don't read another book in the challenge, I'm glad I read this one. Yep, it's why I started. That book never fails. When I give it to people, it's like, dude. That's why I started the challenge with it. Because at first I was like, let's start with the art of war, because that's the foundation of all the bullshit that it was like, no, dude. Remember your training from when you were a musician. The bands that perform best often came out with one of their hardest, hottest songs. Got everybody hype, and then eased them into it, and then had peaks and valleys for the rest of the show. But the best bands I've ever played with or watched punch the audience in the mouth first. And it's like, yes, but this is a good punch in the mouth. This is a punch in the mouth that doesn't hurt. It heals. And it loves. And it gives back to its community.
哎，你们在我田里干什么呢？
Yeah, like every other page has highlights. Because every page he says something profound. It's like, damn it, I gotta highlight that too. It's like, I just highlight the whole book. Fuck it.
老丈，失礼了，没踩着你的作物吧？
It's like when I start teaching you guys or
我
showing
只是
you.
路过，看见这裂痕，觉得好奇才走来。
Some of the tricks I use to read books faster.
那个呀，
But then you hear me say some books, it's a marriage. You gotta spend that time with it. Pressfield's one of them.
这大概半个月前呐，夜里突然刮风下雨，一道闪电打下，震得我从床上滚下来。我担心田里出事儿，赶紧从家里跑出来。结果，哎呦，田中有位仙子拿着发光的大剑，正追着一头妖魔打呢。我呀，才想看得清楚点呢。你猜怎么着？又一道闪电亮瞎我这狗眼呐！再回神儿，两个都不见了。
人怎么会突然消失？老丈，你真没看见他往哪儿去？
没有，什么也没看见。我说呀，这肯定是仙女下凡来捉妖吧？
啊，你挺识相的，我家大小姐确实是天上仙儿。
唉，不晓得去哪儿了吗？
阿兄，我们不妨跟着裂痕走吧。
啊，那个方向是夜翼。要是小哥真的找到仙女，看他能不能把这裂痕补起来，行不？
好啊，我尽力。
right, so it's all cut off. Cool. Okay, no, so that gap right there prevents it. Okay. Cool. Yeah, so that's a good point you bring up, Super. So if you've done a book challenge with me before, yes, quite a few of these books will be things you've read before, but there's a bunch of new stuff too. So it'll be good for the reinforcement, but the new stuff in there is pretty dope too.
跑哪儿去了？怎么还没回来啊？
Ah, is this how you get there? Oh, hi, Nadir. That is not how you get there, my good man. Yeah, that's good stuff, Jolly. Whatever works for you, man. We only care that you get the info in your brain. How you get it in there is up to you. Yep, I knew there'd be treasure. The noble liquor. The noble. Noble chickens, are you the ones responsible for the noble liquor? Many thanks to your kind. Keep at it now. The world needs you, chickens. Keep clucking. Keep on clucking, chickens. Are there no more treasures to be had? Have we exhausted all of the treasure? Lieth not. Tell us where there is more treasure that we might discover it. Xuan-Yuan.
求求大爷！
What's wrong, lady? Be cool
老
now.
夫人，遇上什么困难了吗？
大爷，大爷，你可一定要帮帮我！我儿同修他不见了，
Pays you.
被妖魔抓去了。你可得帮帮我！
老夫人，先别着急，给我们讲讲你儿子的事。
我儿，他前些日子出门打猎，失了音讯，就怕是给妖魔抓去了。大爷，您看来身手不凡，可否替我找找儿子？
没问题，我们会帮你找到儿子。
太好，太好！他体格特别的好，穿搭也很潇洒利落。你们见到他，肯定就认得出来。
好，我晓得了。若有任何消息，再和你汇报。
哎哎，多谢你们。
兄，我总觉得那老夫人讲起话来特别夸张，像是她说她儿子的长相，就不知道是真是假。
母亲眼中的孩子，自然是美化许多。不过，他时而紧张，时而冷静，确实有奇怪之处。
Wait. I'm going the wrong. I always get turned around in these silly ass games. Because they get to talking and it's like, oh, I guess I've got to start paying attention to something else. And then I forget what I was doing. But it's not the game's fault. It's my own dumbass fault. Right? Wrong. Aha! Whores, you will not hide from me. There will be no hiding. Your hooery is now at its end, for I have sliced you. These are all hookahs. Pick one. And as we picked our hookahs and the plane took off, and hear my entertainment buffs there, see if they know where that comes from. Aha! Jadeite, my brothers in the bed keep humping everything they see. Brothers don't hump everybody, not everybody loves humping. They see me balling out with this sword, nobody's tripping. It's like, nah, man, we cool, man. You want to run around with the sword? It's cool. Just ran the sword right by the. Hola.
发生什么事了？
我阿父前些天去了城外的林子，可他到现在都还没回来。阿父说要打2只兔子给我补补，我不想要兔子，只想他早点回来。你们能帮我找找阿父吗？
Yeah, no, you'll be good, man. You will be good to go soon. Oh, and for our international friends, the solution is we will post the day the text. I keep saying email. The day the text message goes out to everybody in the U.S., I will also, or somebody on my team, will post. It'll probably be me though. We'll post the book of the week on Discord. So in the book club every week, just look for that post to come in. So that we don't leave anybody behind.
我们该怎么找你阿父？
我阿父是个士兵，绿林军的士兵。然后，他身上带着个红色的香包，是阿姆之前做的。对了，上头还绣着些字。
啊？
我不认字呀。
好，你在这儿等，我们很快回来。
Yeah. I'll try to relax. 靠什么？ These are all hookers. Pick one. And as we picked our hookers and the plane took off, I still can't. I can't stop laughing at that line. Oh my God! I want to know specifically who on the staff wrote that line. My God, they know everything about the universe. Whoever they are, they better not reveal themselves because they'll be assassinated because they'll know immediately. Oh, that person knows the mystery of the universe. We can't have that shit. Get him out of here. Because they'll eventually tell somebody and then it's over. Once they reveal it, it's a wrap. But yeah, man. This fool said these are all hookers. Pick one. And as we picked our hookers and the plane took off. Oh, God. Yes. Alyssa says, so speaking of books, Superman has been in the same 120-page book for nearly 2 months. He asked why I tend to bring some things up at the worst times. I opened the book he is reading, Understanding Women Better, told him it's in my DNA, and read the next chapter. It was titled, She Will Never Stop Testing You. Woo, what is that chapter about? I feel like I won the lottery and got a woman that doesn't do that. So did I win the lottery? Does the book give you the percentages of people who test people all the time? I probably failed the shit out of that test. See, Alyssa says, I will say of all the books you've recommended to me, the Stephen Pressfield books are the best. It's tempting me to reread. Yeah, I really paid attention when you would give me feedback on books, especially when you would give me negative feedback. Because it helped me understand, like, okay, you know, different types of readers, different types of... Like, and I've gotten feedback from a lot of people, and it's just, I take the negative feedback to heart. Like, okay, got it. I'll keep that in mind for the next run. That different people have different approaches to stuff. But it's good to hear. I don't remember you loving the Pressfield ones, but I'm glad to hear that they are indeed blessing you.
肯定是妖魔太多，大小姐要多花点时间一一追杀。
So yeah, I say all that to say I appreciate your feedback. It's helpful. Positive or negative. Does anyone else here have a browser filled with open tabs? I mean, like 90 plus. I'm trying to close some, but I feel like no. 90 plus? No. I do have several tabs, but they're all managing things right now. Like one of them is the show. The other one is the tab I pulled up to copy and paste information for the show. I can close that one. One's where I keep notes. One is actually the 52 book challenge website. So no, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 8 tabs open, not 90. Oh, well then that would make sense why my wife doesn't test me. She doesn't have to. Makes perfect sense. That now makes that make a lot of sense. And no, bookmarks don't work. Yeah, bookmarks are a pain in the ass. I get you. I honestly think from listening to a lot of you guys that I speak to and just hang out with, I think my life is a bit less complex than y'all's. So I think you guys are into more shit than I am, so you have more interest and more things that are vying for your time and attention. And I decided that 98% of the world sucks, so I'm going to focus on 2% that I give a shit about and I'm out of here. But that's a gross presumption. I have no idea if any of that bullshit I just said is true. It's just an observation. Like when I listen to other people talk about the shit they have going on, I'm like, wow, that sounds like a lot, man. Hang in there. Hang tough. Like when I hear people like, I gotta catch up on my Flubaroo on Netflix. It's like, you make this Netflix shit you do sound like your job. Like, I'm so far behind. Like, if I gotta feel pressure to watch entertainment, I'm just gonna not watch that shit. I'm out. I'll just turn on Classic Game Room and watch the same video I've already watched 70 times again and enjoy it again and not have a care in the world. But no, I do feel your pain with bookmarks because you're not going to remember you made the damn bookmark. That's the problem. It's like, it's not that the bookmark doesn't do its job. It's that I forgot what I bookmarked, so I don't even know what I'm looking for. I think bookmarks weren't thought all the way through. There needs to be remind marks. Like, hey, Negro, did you remember you looked up, how long was the longest dick that ever swang? Like, here's the bookmark. Like, there needs to be a paper clip that says, hey, did you remember Ding Dong? You bookmarked this? Look into it. And your bank does that. Hey, stop buying purple giant baseball bat dildos. All right. But I like them. Saints Row 4. Enough! You got enough purple baseball bat dildos in the house. Stop it. All right. But no. Not for that occasion either. You have enough. All right. Yeah, this game definitely shows me the cultural divide between video game fans from my generation and video game fans after. Because, yeah, like, I can imagine a lot of people would be playing this like, I am bored. They'd be bored out of their mind. Because it's not complex enough. Like, I'm just having joy walking around this town trying to find the hidden treasures. It's a treasure hunt. That's all I need. Treasure hunt, kill some things, go to bed. That's life. Hunt, sex, bed. And then you eat somewhere in there. I like games that's just life, man. Kick ass. Eat something. Have a booty call, go to sleep. It's great. And then wake up again and do it again. I don't want to talk about the booty call. Let's just go do it. Yeah, whoever made the bookmarks, I don't think they thought that through. Like, nobody's going to remember this shit. Why are we making this? I mean, I'm glad they do. Don't get me wrong. There's bookmarks I have that I'm like, this needs to be somewhere so that I can someday come across this again. And then usually I do. But, man, I get it. Let's see. Super says one Windows for personal gaming stuff, then another one for work creative stuff. Okay, cool. Cass says, I purge tabs periodically on my main browser, but if it's something I need to do. Super says, and yes, B, I am a nerd for playing games that need a database or an interactive map. Not nearly as many as... what's weird is the nerdy shit that I complain about, I do my own version of nerd shit. Like if you could see the spreadsheets I kept to get all the achievements in Tales of Vesperia, you'd look me in the face and say, you're a horrible, lying, hypocritical bitch of a man if you got all these fucking spreadsheets and you couldn't figure out Dark Souls. You piece of shit. How the fuck did you stay up making this motherfucker? You probably put 30 hours into the fucking spreadsheet out of the 400 you spent on the game. Like, my analytic nature can come out in really hilarious ways.
发生什么事了？
嘿，我这腿又疼了，整日只能待在这儿，乏味的紧。能不能帮我打听下？
Yeah, that's cool, bro. We good. We alright.
行，
Just give
我
us
帮
the
你
map
去问
marker,
问。
bro. We take care of it.
好，好，好，快去，快去！
You say hurry up one more time, I'm gonna stab you in the ass. Alright, Jolly says, you're right, B. My tabs are mostly my interests. Writing tutorials, investments, self-help, tabs from the 69 pillars, acting stuff. And yes, yeah. You're just younger and have time and energy. That's all it is, bro. One day you'll be married and old like me and don't give a shit about any of that crap. You'll have 2 tabs open. Where's my money at? And what else do I have? Email. And a guide for this game I'm playing. That's it. And the email doesn't even need to be open. I can close that. I haven't read an email in hours. There you go. Email's out of here. Peace. Matter of fact, this tab can go. This is the tab I sent you earlier. That's gone. I already finished that issue. I'll leave this one open for its utilitarian purposes if I need. Actually, no. I don't need to make anything. I don't need to make any shortened links. That's out. And I'll leave this open because I do want to check the guide after the game tonight. And then these are my notes, and this is the stream. I'm down to 4 tabs, Jolly. From 9 to 4, just that quick. But yeah, just the generational gaming thing. Like, I just literally turned this town into a treasure hunt and had fun walking around trying to find treasure. I have to imagine the more contemporary gamers probably like, dude, this is boring. I hate you for this. Because, like, I remember when I first started introducing some of my younger friends to Classic Game Room, and their first response is, this is just boring. And I was like, oh, that's right, you're young. You're younger. You probably still like hyperactive shit and heavy fucking metal music in the opening song that makes me want to kill GameSack every time the song plays, even though I love their show. Like, fuckers, can we get a smooth jazz version of this shit? The song wakes up my wife every time I turn it on. But yeah, I like boring shit, man. And I'm old and married, so I don't have any interest.
初次见面，不知3位来此所谓何事？
我们正在找人，多有冒昧，还请见谅。
不打紧，只是许久未有外人来访，姑且一问。不过，诸位说是在找人。
That's funny, Suba.
是，我们在找一位穿着绿衣。
Suba, you need to tell that video on it. Are you doing social media stuff right now? That's the type of stories you need to be telling. That was a good story. That was more interesting than every video game story we've done on this show. And that actually comes across as an insult because I shit on all these stories. But I mean it. That was dope.
忽然传来了一声巨响，有人大着胆子隔着门板偷看了一眼，只见一名绿衣女子手持大剑匆匆离去。隔天早上一看，杜先生的船坞竟被毁了，人也不见踪影。平时杜先生在这船坞中为大家修理船只器具。 如今人却不见了，唉，着实令人担心的。
那女子往哪个方向离去了？
她往寒青湖的方向逃去，就在东边不远处，深入密林即可看见了。
多谢。
I wrote a program for cracking Fallout 3. Dude, I need to get into playing PC games so you and I can collab on some of the modern stuff you do and like do it on a show. We could come up with some pretty crazy stuff. Oh man. Cass says heavy metal music. I've actually gotten more into that stuff as I get older. It's weird, man. Like I just told that joke about GameSack, and I love GameSack, by the way. I'm not shitting on those guys. I watch it despite that fucking guitar song in the beginning that just makes me want to jump off the 18th story of Gary V's building. Like I've loved heavy metal music since I was 12. No, that's wrong. 5. My brother's the one that introduced me to heavy metal music, not Tommy. I got that wrong. Ozzy Osbourne's probably the first thing I ever heard that was in that metal realm, if I had to guess. And then years later, a friend of mine got me into Metallica. I love metal, but it's got to be contextual. Metal is great for 3 things. My weightlifting workouts / workouts, basically working out, preparing for a football game, or preparing for a gunfight. Like the aggressive energy that it put. Like I don't want to sit in my office and be in like I don't want to be in all that fucking energy. I'm sitting here trying to type up an email to my people to help them live their life. I want to be in that energy when I gotta fight a bear. So I don't want to hear that shit on YouTube when I'm relaxing, motherfuckers. But I just realized that, like, watching my kids watch stuff, if it's not completely spastic and noisy, it won't keep their attention. And it honestly makes me think I need to observe some more adults, like in my lab, like watching adults, not just looking at people's viewing trends digitally. Like, do adults like hyperactive shit too? Because that shit drives me and my wife both hate it. It's like, oh my god, why is this so hyper? Like, and the way. Alright, I've reached my threshold. I'm gonna be nice, but I have reached my threshold for the people talking tonight, so we're just gonna move on from that. My wife and I both, when we watch movies, we hate all the time that they mix movies. Apparently, they only mix movies one way. Jolly backed me up on this, and Ryan's been in filmmaking too. But I've never been on the audio production side of movies. So, like, do they just mix it for the theater and then release it everywhere? Because when you try to watch something at home, the damn dialogue is church mouse quiet. And the action scenes sound like an epileptic seizure on crack put to heavy metal. And it's like, it's so off-putting that you can't balance it. It made me start wondering, is this a mix issue? Like, why, if this was mixed properly for this television, the sound would be, you know, it would be compressed so that the highs would be closer to the lows. You would just compress the thing so that the super highs and the super lows are not that far apart in terms of how loud they are. It'll still sound more intense and more everything at the highers, but the gap between the two is not so crazy. And it's like, why don't they mix that? Why is that not engineered better? Because music is engineered differently for different scenarios. Like, they're going to do a cut for the radio. They're going to do a different cut for the club, right? Like, you're going to make the cuts applicable, depending on the artist and the studio that's working on it. They're going to make the music applicable to the environment. Like, at the club, you want that bass and that knock killing because you need people to want to move and get that inhibition off of them, so they'll give you your money because they think they're getting laid later. And they're not. They're going home after spending all that money to watch blockbuster videos. Okay, that was a dated reference. It's been a while since I've been on a date. But oh, I see what you're saying. I think I had a system too. I remember having some system where it susses out the password very easily, and you can kind of trick it, I thought, with certain ones, but I might be wrong. But it sounds very similar to what you're talking about, though. Kaz says, I use fast metal and punk music when I'm trying to focus on coding. Huh, okay. Jolly says, I don't think it's an energy thing. Well, maybe the porn part. But I have always been into research. All I used to do is gather information, but not put it to use. I still have those habits. Yeah, I mean more, not necessarily, and I'm not sure how you took it. Like, one of us has more energy than the other. I just have less things that I'm donating my energy to, because it's like, you get here and you start wanting to conserve that shit. It's like, bro, there are people in the world where I'm just like, you know, I'm cool. Hey, you want to go to Flubaru's, Sweet 16? Nah, I'm cool, man. Y'all go ahead. I'm going to be right here chilling. I don't need to hang out with people. I ain't got the energy for people. Because inevitably, one of them will say some dumb shit that I want to react to, and I'm not good at not reacting, so I'll just stay. I told my wife, my best policy with people, now that I'm no longer 17 or naive and nice, is just stay away from people, man. They don't like you. Just leave them alone. Let them do their thing, and hopefully they'll leave you alone too. But that's honestly what being in business does to you. You get to see humans, business and war. Just say, well, maybe that flood the Lord sent wasn't all that bad. Flush the toilet, Lord. Let's get out of here. Had a meeting at the new location. First thing is Rob Zombie. That's funny. "12-hour shifts in a lab and Ursula liked metal." Okay, yeah, trying to push through. I feel like we should get that emerald that's chilling right in the middle of the box, and that'll pay for everything forever in the rest of the game. Why wouldn't we take that? I guess he's just, you know, I'm in it to save the world. I care not for material possessions. Okay.
这是黑火的痕迹。
Grenade! Light him up, lady.
有战斗的痕迹，或许是被妖魔缠上了。
Speaking of heavy metal, there's that guitar
现在就
again.
改口了？
逝者已矣，被过去绊着脚不可不行啊！
It's funny, like I was joking about the song on GameSack, but now I'm thinking if they changed it, I'd probably miss it. Like I'm so used to it now, it's like, all right, man, it's part of the show. Let's get it. Yeah, because the truth is, I like that show so much that it's just like, man. Because like Joe also, I don't know if it's him that's picking it or Brymaxian, but whoever picks the mix of songs for the show does a really good job. Really good. And it's weird too, because like the song that plays isn't a bad song. It's like it's just not appropriate for the energy I'm in. It's like, dude, I'm trying to chill, not storm a town. I feel you, Jolly. We're gonna work on that for sure, man. For sure, you got this. I took this really cool inventory. The statement I'm about to make is not true. It was just an expression of a feeling based on, you know, very, very reductionist observations of my life. I said, babe, if you look at my life, I feel like the only people I've ever got, because I get along with everybody because I usually adjust my personality to wherever I'm at so that I can get along and be the chameleon and, hey, high five, yeah, woo, party, or whatever. But I was like, babe, like when I look at the people I really, really desperately get along with, I was like, this isn't a comprehensive list. I said, but right off the break, football players and soldiers, like money. Then comedians, and you can include some musicians in there, like the musicians who are actually cool, not the bitchy ones, and the overly egotistical, I need fame because I hate myself type shit. But like football players, soldiers, comedians, and scientists who aren't bureaucrats. I look at my circle, I'm like, who? He played football. He's a scientist. He would be a comedian if somebody would have got to his life sooner. You know, it's like I'm trying to make a list of what are the like archetypes of the people I get along with, because Jolly, I tell you, man, it's tough sledding out there, bruh. It's a lot of scared people, and scared people love to control others. That's what I've learned on my travels, is I'm a person who will resist control. I'll take tutelage all day, but if you try to take my agency away from me, there will be a fight to the death. Please believe that shit. And I'm content to die. Because, as far as I'm concerned, I died fucking 18 years ago. So, I'm using this borrowed time to try to help everybody else.
带着香包的绿林军，恐怕这就是进而答复了。
叛军早归。
是啊，叛军早归，叛军早归西了。
又是绿林贼党，一起归西吧！哪有声音？
Because it's funny, like when I started making like gaming content, I thought for sure I'll have solidarity from like gamer people. 'Cause, you know, I grew up getting made fun of for playing video games. Like surely that'll be the haven, and it was like, this ain't your people. Huh? Woo! No sir. Started getting called names, which, you know, getting called names is fine, but then like death threats for not reviewing a game properly. It was like, well, not, I guess if I was reviewing toasters, there'd be crazy people there too, so I can't really blame it on the gamers. But I very quickly learned, like, oh, it's not just the gaming that unites us, there's something else. Because, woo! I was not ready for that bundle of joy. So that's that way. Jolly says, shit, appreciate all the help, B. As I think of how many times I almost died in my life, I start noticing I haven't done as much as I want or should with my gifts and the time I have left. So, yeah, one of the gifts slash curses I'd love to share with all of you, if you want it, is this, you know, and I would say do it a little differently than me because it's caused me a lot of pain too until I've learned how to manage it better. But this living every day like it's your last, you know, when you get to my age, you really start to think about not necessarily the end of your life, but it's like, okay, this end of the life shit is real. All right, so what have I done so far that I can look back on and say, if I left today, would I be cool? And it's like, yeah, I would actually. I don't want to because I'm enjoying a lot of things I'm doing, but in terms of the things I've been able to contribute, there's more I want to do, like with my kids and whatnot. But looking at what I've done, it's like, yeah, all right. But still, it's like having that sense of urgency that we only get to play this game for a limited amount of time. And what lulls us to sleep is this culture of humans who love lying to ourselves, because I love to lie too. When I talk about humans, I am including me. And it's like we love to lie to ourselves. One of the lies we tell ourselves is we have forever. We got time. You don't, really. You know, I thought coming up in February, I'd be hanging out with one of my best friends in San Diego. That ain't happening. He's gone. You know, so that shit, especially when you've had people around you that you were close to, it wakes you up to, damn. You know, like my dad passed away before I accomplished this last dream that I told you guys about. And I wanted him to see me do that. I had the opportunity to do it in the past, I just didn't have the bandwidth. You know, I was running somebody else's company, I was starting mine, and had a lot of other things going on. And when one of my coaches approached me and said, hey, I can get you can go to any school you want, coach any team you want. Because my coach had become the athletic director for where I'm from. And I was like, Coach, I would do it tomorrow. I said, but I'm up before my kids wake up and I'm home sometimes after they go to sleep. I got nothing. I have nothing else to give to these people on the football field. And it just makes you realize you don't have a lot of time. Like, for example, the dream that I didn't accomplish, I'm now too old to do. I don't have a lot of regrets about that because now that I understand the business side of it and I have friends who have done it and they tell me the stories, it's like, okay, so I had a lot of fantasies about how that would be. And the reality of it, I look at it and it's like, I wouldn't have been as happy there as I imagined I would be, based upon the things that I learned, and especially understanding how the world works, and especially knowing what it's like to be on teams where everybody is an elite talent, right? That shit is hard to manage. Like, elite talented people are hard to fucking manage, period. Because it just, building greatness makes you lose patience for a lot of shit. But it just makes you realize, I think about too, my friend that died in combat, that's partially responsible for why I got to come home when I came home. Like, he died at 25. He had kids. I didn't have kids when I went to war. Like, when he got on that plane to come get me and my boys, I don't think he thought that was the last time he was going to see his crew. I mean, he surely thought about it. Don't get me wrong. You don't go to war and not think about that shit. But I think he imagined, hey, one day we'll get back home, we'll make this shit dope. But he didn't get that shot. And it just wakes you up to now, when I live, I'm living for him too. Because I got to get the shots that he didn't get. Otherwise, I let him down. And I don't mean I have to go live his dreams or anything ridiculous like that, but I gotta take my shots. Otherwise, in eternity, he's gonna look at me and say, what the fuck did I die for? And I'm sure there's other people in his life he's gonna greet besides my little narcissistic fantasy of seeing him again. But it's like, it's just a metaphor to help me get through my life. I'm not saying that's exactly how it's gonna go down. It's more just a metaphor. It's a story to help me understand he didn't get this shot. You better squeeze your shot with every fucking ounce you got. And that's honestly why I buck at so much of the shit I buck at. It's because I can't look my dad in the face in eternity and say I sold the fuck out and did what all the people we hated did. I didn't win that way. I refuse. And part of the reason why my dad's career was shorter than it probably would have been was because he's a lot like me. He doesn't play the fucking game. He breaks the game to make it actually goddamn work for people instead of against people. And it's like, I won't play that fucking game. Like, there's just certain things I won't compromise on because I know I'm going to have a meeting with that dude when it's over. And if I have to say, yeah, dude, Dad, I sold out. I made a bunch of bullshit companies that sold stuff to people that didn't add any value to their life, but I made trillions of dollars doing it because I'm an excellent marketer and I know how to say shit to get people to do things psychologically. He would punch me in my fucking mouth. Like, that's the perspective I want you all to have, is you don't get forever to do this shit, dude. And you're gonna be my age sooner than you think. And there's certain shit you won't be, like, my injuries don't let me do certain shit anymore. Now, I'm just not like some big, I can't do squats anymore. I'm actually grateful I can't fucking do squats anymore because that shit hurts. I was grateful when my injuries were like, no, you're done with this. Like, good. Let's find another lift. But the key is not allowing the fear of future regret to control you, because that's where I went. Right? You can let that live every day like it's your last. Go too fucking far. I did, and started to live manically like if I don't get these goals, my existence doesn't matter. That is not a healthy way to go after a happy life. Right? And the reason I was doing that is because I wasn't happy, and I was in a lot of places where my life was being controlled by circumstances and other people who I didn't like that much. So, if that doesn't do anything to tell you, you owe it to you, but you also owe it to all of us to give everything you've got to something you care about. Or at least give everything that's left over from what the rest of the world is taking from you to get through the day. As long as you give something. It's like that lady who gave to Jesus. And she gave him her last pennies or whatever. I don't remember the amount. But he's like, this woman just gave me more than everybody else here, including you rich fuckers who gave me your leftovers. She gave me her last dime. That lady right there, she's going somewhere. The rest of you are going to be broken a year. Because you play the game on defense. You don't play the game with faith. You play the game to control because you're scared and you're cowards. You're like Hitler. You want to control shit because you're scared. You're a scared ass fucking 8-year-old who can't live in a world where people are different than you because you're a pussy. And by the way, I got that same pussy in me. I'm not shitting on anybody's existence or what they became, because all of us have the capacity to become a worthless piece of shit. I'm just asking us not to. And I'm asking myself, hey, try to be a little better today so I don't end up a worthless piece of shit like that. Anyway, rant over. Jolly says, I want to be able to do all the shit I want, but fuck, money is the bet. So but we're going to talk about how to remove that barrier, man. That's just a matter. I will tell you right now, the barrier to you having more money is in between your ears. And we're going to remove the shit that's in between your ears, replace it with something better, and all of a sudden money's going to show up. And I've done this with enough people to where I have confidence that you're going to pass this with flying colors, man. You are going to be fine. It's just, we've got to get, like, the key thing, and this is what some people helped me with years ago, was you got to get to a place where you understand that you deserve better than what you have. Not because you're amazing and you're the prince of the earth, but because other people on this planet are depending on you being good. So you owe it to them. Like, I build some of the shit I build with you in mind. I do. I build this game therapy shit with one day this could be something. And that something could add to your life. Not mine. I've built the dreams, man. I'm trying to, like, I literally am trying to build shit for y'all now. And my kids. I killed the dragon, got the girl. What the fuck else am I playing the game for? Well, I'll tell you what I play the game for. To help you guys tame your dragons and get the girl. Or the guy, or the non-gender binary Zer, or whatever the fuck words we're using to describe humans today. Live your dream. We're going to get you right, man. You just need to have a little bit more faith in yourself, and I will help you with that. Because I had a great many men, once upon a time, have a little bit of faith in me. And that little bit of faith went a long way. And I'll tell you, a lot of you that are, if you're listening to this and you're struggling, a lot of it's because you haven't had that one person come along and say, hey, I believe in you. Let's do something. Why do you believe in me? Well, because I've seen you before. I used to be you. I've seen what you can be on the other end. If you just had someone for 5 minutes to give a fuck about you, it could change your life. Because a couple people did that for me, and I was no longer an abandoned child. And I call those people mom and dad now. Alright, how the hell are we supposed to do all this? Because my marker, I'm doing all this exploration. But am I jumping over this? Yes! Give me that, hoe! I was way too excited to open a treasure chest right there. He said, don't listen to him, Johnny. You're gonna wind up on a boat! Oh, man. Oh, God. Now, the boats are only if you and me fail at building our thing. Then I'm gonna start getting the boats ready. Because that's the only way it's the only way. If we pull off our shit, Ryan, the boats won't be necessary. Oh, kick ass time. Grenades. I said grenade. Where you at? You are late with these grenades, lady. There you go. Now you hit her with the flurry. Kick ass. Man, that flurry is not a game. That rain of blows, that, oof, she is not playing around. She wants your ass dead. You won't notice, bruh. That lady in the kimono with the flurry blades wants all the enemies dead. Is that Ratchet again? Certainly looks like him. Alright, let's push in.
No, 声音。
快
Let's just make sure we don't leave anything behind. I'm fascinated with this game's mix of like real world, but also weird sci-fi fantasy stuff mixed in. That sci-fi and fantasy meshing together, it seems to always make a dope blend. I wish more stuff would blend it.
这痕迹一路向北，我们过去看看。
I kept you guys late as hell with all this ranting. I am so sorry. My bad, y'all. I meant to let y'all go at 1 o'clock. And it's damn near 1:30. I'm here running my mouth. Let's get to the save point. Call it, man. My apologize. My apologize, baby. And then tomorrow, hopefully, we'll get here on time.
红姐姐总是在说
If I
西
don't-
域的大漠，
I do have meetings tomorrow, but I think they're all during
沙
the
漠
day.
不就是土黄色的？
And then
哪儿
I'm
美
going to
丽
look at
啦？
houses on Thursday, so I don't know how that'll
若
affect
是
stuff.
5色的沙子，足够美丽了吧？
5色的沙子，
敦煌的5色沙可与别处不同，捧沙而起，便能见到沙粒分为5色。若入夜风起，沙海便会响起阵阵低鸣，也像啜泣。我初次听闻时，还以为是有人在外头哭呢。
就像风吹树林一样的声音吗？
传言那鸣沙之声，来自被风沙掩埋的人们，委屈与无奈的哭
Yeah,
喊。
Jolly, you make a good point. It's about knowing the
5色沙
steps, too.
则是他们
We're
身
gonna
上的
talk
各
about
色
that.
衣着混杂沙粒而成。
哦，竟还有如此悲伤的故事。知道以后，即使是美景，多少也有些难过了。
天地无情，但既有知心人相伴。
Yeah, and I
美
don't
酒
I
作
don't
陪
mean like a corny
又何须为
Disney
此
world.
感
Like
伤？
I believe in you. Like actual. I mean, actual. When I talk about believe, you guys got to understand the difference between me and how I look at it. Like when I have like believing in self, I don't mean the self-talk and what's going on in your head. I mean the actions I'm watching people take with their feet. Right. That's what tells me when somebody truly believes in themselves. And once you learn the actionable steps, one of the things you'll pick up on is one of the reasons why because you're going to realize, oh, I knew a lot of these steps, but you didn't consistently execute in some areas, but it was more because of the subconscious programming that's going on. And that's more what I mean by believe in oneself. It's not like some self-esteem. Yeah, let's believe and win. Horseshit. It's about having the right subroutines running in your head that aren't sabotaging you and keeping you from what you deserve. It's more what I mean. But you got this, home. We're going to get it done. We're going to party. That was weeks ago, motherfucker. I'm partying. That was tonight. He said that was tonight, Charlie Murphy. That always makes me laugh. Like everyone thinks I'm Rick James, bitch, is the funny part, or it's a celebration. My favorite part is that was weeks ago, motherfucker. I'm partying. Like, what does I'm partying got to do with the fact that you just got punched in the mouth? I'm partying. Like, you're not allowed to punch people when they're partying. That part just, oh my God, Chappelle. One of the kings of the earth, boy. Uh-oh, cutscene. I guess we're not cutting off just yet.
是李军。待会儿都放轻脚步，我们绕过去。
琉璃造的园林武器，可真不错呀！今次一定要用这玩意儿，一个
Cold
大
lemon
功劳。
tea. It's not bad.
小师妹，别来无恙。
Oh, it's Ratchet breathing fire. I guess we're going into a boss fight. Well, this is to be a boss fight. Let's go and prepare it.
师妹不但与通缉要犯厮混，还在象河关坏了
The
我李
Zhengji
真好
Pass
事，这是铁了心要与我们作对了呀！
叛徒，闭嘴！
我绝不会让你干扰师兄大业。隐士避祸不过诺，不为天下魔顶放种。
Holy crap! What is that?
什么魔种？天下大乱，是义军还是幽灵乱党？师妹，可得想清楚。
Ooh, Jesus! This dude doesn't play around.
难道进去都是恶用，就是所谓正途？
小贝说的也有理。
Dang, he survived that hit?
师傅说的隐士避祸，根本非墨者应做之事。在我看来，我就是一群假货。
Oh, you
唯有
pussy.
师兄才是真正的墨者。
跑啊，小子！本大王教你什么是墨者好了。小贝，好好教训他。
Light him up. Way to go, lady.
等着瞧吧，师兄是不会败给你们这群庸才的。
小心！阿兄，红姐姐！
啊！竟然还有这招！哎，两个小鬼没事吧？
红儿，你受伤了，还好吗？
小伤而已，不碍事。
我
真的没事，小意思，我早就习惯了。有意思。
如何？
附魂牢吸引妖魔，捕妖家捉住他们，接着用这机关取出元灵，最后借妖魔的元灵强化武器。
走了，小鬼们，别在这儿磨蹭了。
All right. Break time. Hey, was that tree like not? Was that tree sitting here a minute ago? Maybe the fight moved it. Because this gives me the impression I haven't been here yet, and that's weird.
红儿，
你走访西域，可曾遇过什么奇
Cass says
人？
that bird is annoying. Yes.
可多着了。
I believe they
西域
attempted
帝
to
国
make him the comic
人们面
relief,
貌
but
风俗各异，
it's tough
让我
sledding.
印象最深的，当属来自离轩国，被称作幻民的人们。他们能以嘴顶起番旗，一脚将珠玉踢上头顶，甚至口吐火焰。
口吐火焰，这么厉害呀！
老道的幻民，有的还能剑斩自身，却只服杂草便能止血，几日后身上全无伤痕。
难道不是那药草有什么奇效？
我早有调查过，他们吃进去的，确实只是路边的杂草。
可真是奇了。
真想亲眼目睹一次呢。
Scooby-Doo. All right, so quick question, and then is everybody here who wants to be a part of the 52 book challenge or the Bryant Chambers Movement Wisdom Challenge? Is everybody that wants to participate in the 52 book challenge to get healthier, wealthier, and sexier in 2020? Is everybody that wants to be a part of that already on it? Yes or no in the comments, please. So I can know, and I'll go ahead and put how to join on here too, just in case there are some, people who haven't joined yet who would like to. And if everybody that wants to join has joined, then we're in good shape. I'll take some last comments here and then let y'all get on with your eve. Yeah, I realized, Ryan, that I asked that question very stupidly. Thank you for pointing it out. So, if you are not on the book list and would like to be, I have put it on screen here. Told you, man, I'm not the most not socially awkward person in the world. Sometimes I put things together dumbly. Broken Super says, who is this Ryan Motley clown trying to drop info like he's Ben Shatapon? We all know and love. Oh, man. Smart Alec. That's funny. Okay, so anyway, if you'd like to be a part of our book challenge, we're giving out prizes too, and the great Broken Suba is giving out the first prize as a personalized. So if you don't know Suba, he's an artist, a calligrapher by trade. And he's going to be making a custom-made bookmark. So for those of you, I know that may not sound exciting to everybody, but if you collect physical books like I do, and I collect, I think at this point in my collection, I probably have more books than video games. It's probably close, because I've been collecting video games a lot longer than I've been collecting books, going back to my childhood. But if you like physical books like me, bookmarks are a godsend, because then you don't have to do all this dog-ear stuff that I do to my books all the time. And my books, I almost always get hardbacks because I rip through these things, I take notes, I highlight, I go crazy. So softback, I mean, you can see what happened to my copy of How to Win Friends and Influence People. The cover's coming off, it's out of control. Anywho. Ursula says, I'm excited about the bookmark. Good, then you gotta win. Or I guess you gotta come in third place. So almost win, and the bookmark is yours. Although, truthfully, if you won the whole thing and said, hey, I don't want to, if we do a PlayStation 5 or whatever we end up doing, it's like, I don't want a PlayStation 5, I want the bookmark. You're welcome to trade with the third place person. I'm sure they'll trade with you. Hell, I'm hoping I win. I want the PlayStation. Oh, man. I had another chance to get a PlayStation 5 and passed. It looks like GameStop is going to start stocking them every Thursday, if I had to guess. And they're trying to sell them as part. They're basically taking advantage of the supply and demand, which I don't necessarily think that's quite evil. It's certainly opportunistic. But it's like, oh, you can get a PlayStation 5, but to get one, you have to buy all this other shit you don't want and pay $800. And on one end, I like that because it discourages 6,000 people showing up to the store to get 4 consoles. Someone that's got to drop $800 large, you know, they've put some thought into whether or not they really want this PlayStation. And they're, you know, I don't think there's going to be lines outside the door for $800 because the same dude on Craigslist has been trying to sell it for $750 for 16 years and he's not selling. So there you go. But I had another chance, and I'm like, I don't care enough about, I think it's Ghost of Tsushima, and I forgot the third game. I'd love to play the Ratchet and Clank game. Oh, Spider-Man. Like, the Spider-Man that I played on PS4 was fine. It wasn't bad. It was okay. It wasn't amazing. It was no Wolverine. I'd say even Deadpool is better than Spider-Man for the people who, better is a hard. It's not better. It just was more fun to me. But I don't get me wrong, I liked Spider-Man. I even liked the story. Weirdly, I was like, this story is fantastic. Like, who wrote this? Rocksteady, right? Doesn't Rocksteady make that game? Or no? I don't know. But yeah, I was like, the story was fascinating. I was like, there's a... And I've never hated comic book stories. I've always thought they're, if nothing else, fun. But I was really taken in, like, oh, this story's kind of cool, and it's got the MJ situation. Like, all right, I don't know a lot about these characters, but they're interesting. And then Miles Morales is in it. It's like, what? I know that dude. I saw the movie with my kids. So, but I just 800. It needs to come with better games. Like, if you're gonna charge me 800, make it Ratchet. I told him, I said, why is it not Ratchet and Clank, Death Stranding, and Ghost of Tsushima, or like Death Stranding, Ratchet and Clank, and I forgot the other games. I was like, y'all could have given this bundle any other effing game. Like Scarlet Nexus is more interesting than, I forgot the third game. And Scarlet Nexus isn't even that fun from the 8 minutes I played it. That's not fair. I didn't spend enough time with it to really judge it. Nothing about it was like, yo, I should really come back and do this a lot. But video games now take 7 hours to get to the game part anyway, so it's hard to really judge. All right. Super says, I'm taking my time with the design, trying to out some killer ideas to make it dope. There you go. Yeah, it's like, to me, secretly, the bookmark is the best prize. Like, hands down. I thought to make it the first prize, but I was like, the people who were regulars on the show, Suba and I are the only ones who would appreciate that. Like, why is that the first prize? They're giving out the PlayStation? Like, I'd love it to be the top prize. Kaz says Chris Tales. Hey, is Chris Tales any good? I downloaded that on Xbox recently. Ryan. I need to play Chris Tales then. If you say it's good, I have it downloaded. I just haven't played it yet. I think that's no. Chris Tales is the RPG. I think I downloaded something else. I gotta look. I don't remember. Red intersection. Pretty much. Pretty much. It's interesting but uneven. Okay. I like interesting. I can even deal with games that are a little uneven. A little here, a little there. A little everywhere. Yeah, I need to check to see if that's the game I recently downloaded. So is that their first game, Kaz? Is that the first one they've done? Like, cause I'm real fired up to see what what's the name does. What's my homie's name? What's the game we've been working on? Where are my games, ho? I got so many books on this desk now I can't even see anything. Like, I want to see what who's that developer I was playing the game of? Like, definitely Xuan-Yuan, I want to see what they're up to. But what's the other game we're playing? Let's see. Monday, Xuan-Yuan. Tuesday, Chernobylite. Wednesday's God of War. Maybe it was... Is it Domo? Yeah, Domo. I wanted to see what Domo, the people who made the game, were playing. I want to see what they do next. But there was another developer who was working on some stuff that I played where I'm like, I'm really excited to see what they come up with next. But Domo, definitely. I want to see what they come up with. I'd love to know what the good people at Platinum Games are working on these days. Because I know they're cooking up. Like, we will eventually, hopefully, do every Platinum Games game on this station. Hopefully can actually beat Metal Gear Rising Revengeance. Because that game is a combo-based game, and I suck at those. But I seem to be okay, except at the boss fights that you clearly are supposed to lose. So we'll figure it out. I think it's the first one that's gotten wide distribution. They're in Colombia, apparently. Yeah, like I remember playing, was it Albion? My brother from, not Nigeria. Hit like one of the first, you know, not the first, but a game, you know, developed and published in Africa. And I'm trying to, was it Nigeria? It might have been Nigeria where they were from. And I just remember he had me play it. He was like, hey, play my game, will you? And I did. And I don't think I ever did a full review for it because I couldn't finish it because it just totally was not my kind of game. And I didn't want to do it I was like, I'll never get good enough at the platforming parts of this game to do it. Like I quickly learned I sucked at his game. But I did give it like a mini, hey, here's the thing that's happening that you guys should really key in on. And if you like these aspects of video games, I think there's something here. Give it a shot. But now I can't remember. I used to see him all the time when I was on Twitter. And now I've been so far removed from some of, like I said, trying to help smaller developers get their stuff out there. They've made a few others you've heard of. Okay. Cool. Ursula says she's happy with the NES. Amen to that. On that note, I think we're going to call it here. Remember, gang, to slam your grandma. And if you want to know what slam your grandma comes from, it's actually, it's a song that used to play in professional wrestling called American Males. Look up the song American Males on YouTube. And then look up the song American Males Played Backwards. And you're welcome. I love you much. We are stronger than I. See you on the next one.